in the 2025 schedule?
Could we see a multi-class event stateside?
NASCAR owns IMSA. It only makes sense.
This is the kind of event NASCAR should be thinking about.
Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, at the same damn time.
Good evening, Grid Vision, and welcome to the RL Productions Exhibition Tour 2024 Turkey Trot, live from the virtual Watkins Glen International. I'm Joe LaCastro. Joining me today in the booth is Sheldon Atkins, and down in the truck, Austin Derbyshire. We've got 3 hours of solid endurance racing for you tonight here from Watkins Glen across 3 different classes of car, all brought to you by RL Productions and their Exhibition Tour. So, let's see. Sheldon, how you feeling tonight? We got him here. I think we're going to have to get Sheldon back in a little bit here, but let's take a look at the course. Watkins Glen, a well-known road course. We were just talking about it a little bit before the production started. I'm relatively unfamiliar with Watkins Glen, but it's going to be something to see some of the drivers I'm used to seeing in Thunderclap and a few other series going around and tackling something with a few more right turns included in the lefts.
Yes,
see what the condition.
One of the most rewarding. One of the most rewarding track for drivers, one of the most difficult too. Track where you basically got to be on the edge every second of every lap. But the problem with being on the edge like that is it can come back around and bite you pretty quick. And at a track here like Watkins Glen, especially going through those S's, when it comes back and bites you, it bites you back pretty big.
Oof. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about those walls on either side of the track there. And that's going to be something for these drivers to watch out for. So if there's anything, I mean, the main key to the race is going to be keeping on the track, I think, half the time. There's something waiting to take you out of the race, and we've got a long race ahead of us, so let's see how they balance it out. We've got a couple of things going on tonight that you should be of interest in, folks. We've got some animals up for adoption. You're going to see them flashing up on screen. We'll give you info about them. And we've got some special sponsors we're going to be reading some information about, so keep your ears tuned for that information as well. Right now, qualifying is going on down on the track, and pretty soon we're going to have a grid formed. I think we might actually. Do we have one yet there? Down in the truck? We're starting right now, so let's go ahead and wait a moment and see what happens. We've got another couple of drivers joining in. I think we've got about... let's see, about 16, something like that, drivers tonight. Anyone that you recognize there, Sheldon?
Honestly, looking through here, the only name that I personally recognize, and that's just because the name stands out so much from the Thunderclap series, Justin Clapper is the only one that I necessarily recognize off the top, aside from Boss Man who put this deal on, Bo Condon.
All right, well, let's go through those names one more time as they come across here on the grid. Starting things off in first. On the outside, it's going to be Aaron Smith, followed by Matt Rodolasso. I say the outside like I'm talking about it's an oval race, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that anyway. In third, it's Matt Hoyland. Fourth, Gregory Shepsis. Fifth, Davis Stanley. Sixth, Justin White. Seventh, Sebastian McNutley. Eighth, William Dove. Ninth, Anthony Burleson. And 10th, Chase Leahy.
11th place, we got Justin Clapper with Colby Peterson on his outside in 12th. 13th is going to go to Damian Neeson, with 14th going to Charles Allen. And then rounding out the field is going to be the 25 machine of Bo Condon.
All right, very good, very good. Everybody's lined up. Looks like things are getting ready to go. This is I don't think they're doing a standing start. I'm pretty sure we're getting one before we go. This will be my first Turkey Trot. Have you called the Turkey Trot before, Sheldon?
Nope. I wasn't even broadcasting when the last one came about, so I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some questions in the... if you have any questions, you want to participate in the YouTube chat, go ahead and throw them out. We'll see them. Questions about joining the league. I don't know where that's going to go. Probably to, my guess is Bo Condon in some way, shape, or form. We'll try to get some information for you about that and see if we can send you some information there. And say thanks for joining us on the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, to my knowledge, not so much of a league as more so just a group of guys that at certain points throughout the year run long distance specialty races, and
Yep.
this is what we got here for the month of November, and this is going to be pretty exciting, man. We got everything that has a NASCAR sticker on it, aside from the ARCA car, out here at Watkins Glen, and there's going to be so much speed differential between all three of these divisions that it's going to be mind-numbing after a while.
I'm looking forward to seeing them all mix up a little bit. Keeping track of them is going to be a unique challenge for us, I think, in the situation. I don't call a lot of multi-class races either, so forgiveness ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and ask for it rather than ask for it later. But we've got 3 different cars on the road. As you said, 3 different speeds going, 3 different ways to handle some of these corners, 3 different braking zones. So tucking in behind the guy in front of you is maybe not going to be the answer.
No. Straightaways are nowhere near long enough, and there's so much speed difference in the corners. What I can tell you is those Cup cars up there at the front are going to be some of the best handling cars out here on the circuit. Xfinity cars going to drive pretty much like a truck. And then when you go to the trucks, they're going to be pretty grippy, but the problem is not a lot of horsepower to play with the trucks. So because there's so much difference under the hood between these 3 cars. You got the Xfinity car is basically the old car tomorrow with a detuned engine package, still sitting on a solid rear axle. These Cup cars, independent rear suspension, a little bit of diffuser underbody work, huge splitter, 675 horsepower to the Cup car, 650 to the Xfinity. And trucks are kind of a hodgepodge of the old Xfinity car with a little bit more aero.
Okay, good numbers for folks into numbers tonight. We're going to see those numbers play out. Looks like we've got 1 anime car checked in already, 1 Cookie Monster car. I'm loving the liveries tonight. Number 70, that's Aaron Smith. 49 is Matt Rodolasso. Rodoloso. I'm going to make sure I pronounce that correct by the next time that I have to call a race that he's in. Because I want to make sure that I get that right. But Matt Rodoloso in the 49 machine, Aaron Smith in the 70, getting ready to start things off here. And we are go yet again on Grid Vision here at the Turkey Trot 24. Aaron Smith jumping out to the start with Matt Rodoloso getting tucked in behind. This is not going to be one of those 2 wide
huge
situations.
Lockup. Huge
It's
hit.
already happening. It's
One
already
truck.
happening in the back. That's Charles Allen, Colby Peterson.
That's
They
3
have
of them ended up
crashed
getting
out.
in it.
We're still green, though. That's how things go sometimes on these road races. It's not going to stop the race just because a couple cars are off. We're still going. Up at the front.
Good news for those guys caught up in that, though, and the guys that had to slow down. I do believe, if I remember reading my notes correctly, we will have a caution at some point during this race, I believe around the halfway point. Oh, another one around further in the back.
Yep. Who's that going to be this time? That looks like D. Stanley there. Davis Stanley in the 17. The Nickelodeon colors on that car. We'll take
Here's
this.
the first incident.
Yeah, step back in time for a second. Let's watch this. Ooh, brake lockup. You see that on the left? That wasn't even part of the accident.
Yeah, that's what I thought the incident was going to be. I saw that lockup, all that smoke. They fanned out really deep going into turn number 1. And I was expecting somebody to miss the corner on the bottom, but up top, a little bit of rear end lockup, a little bit of wheel hop, sent that truck around.
That's all right. And then here on the outside, we got another one. Wide move there. That's Gregory Shepsis. And finally, let's take a look at Stanley here. David Stanley just gets it sideways out of the bus stop.
Yeah,
Keeps it out the wall.
There's a way you got to attack the curbing in there, but there's such thing as too much attack. And if you catch that curb, that first left hand at just the wrong angle, it will absolutely snap you around before you can even think twice about it.
Yeah, we're going to see that maybe even as the night goes on when tires start to wear. Now, the guys have 4 sets of tires total, 3 sets, I think, in the back. But as tires start to wear and this goes on, we're going to see that normal strategy of cutting the corner and maybe attacking harder. I'm interested to see how that changes over time in cars like this.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all across the board. You got the Cup car where the lap times aren't really going to fall off, but then you got the Xfinity car where these guys are basically going to fall off a cliff about halfway through this race. And also, change of hands for the leaders of the Xfinity class right now. Matt Hoyland gets by Gregory Shepsis there, and Hoyland's going to lead this lap in the 44 machine.
All right. Hoyland doing good time. He's only about a half second ahead. Let's see here. We've got eyes on Hoyland. Good line. Right behind Hoyland. That's Gregory Shepsis in the 27. Shepsis, Hoyland, currently tied, or currently close to neck and neck for the leaders of the Xfinity class. Smith and Rodolasso up in the front. They're leading the Cup class right now. And Justin White would be your current truck leader in 5th overall.
And White is absolutely stretching this gap to second place in his division, about 3 seconds ahead of Dove.
Yeah, the jump between White and William Dove is about 3.5 seconds now. Dove himself in the Cookie Monster car.
That's a cool. Let's roll back to that hood cam for a second. That was a pretty cool name for a dog there.
Nutcracker.
I wonder how he got that nickname.
Well, we'll be talking about Nutcracker. Oh, here we go. Nutcracker. Hey, look at that good boy. 3 years old, mixed breed, male, already neutered, housebroken. Don't even have to worry about it. Let's pull up some information on our old pal Nutcracker here. Let's do a little bit talking about this dog. Nutcracker. Oh, here we go. I'll just read it word for word. He's a sweet and happy 64-pound pup with a heart-melting smile. Loves playing with other dogs, showing off his bouncy playstyle, loves walks and yard time. Affectionate and social, perfect companion for adventures and snuggles on chilly nights. To adopt Nutcracker, visit barcs.org, barks.org. I adopted a dog. I highly suggest you all consider the same if you're looking to get a dog. Let's get a little step back in the Wayback Machine. Not too far, because Colby Peterson crashed. I think this is his second crash.
And
he was part of the initial wreck.
So it's already shown to be a treacherous corner for him. Was able to get through the entry that time, but snapped right around there in the runoff.
Blown engine.
And, yeah, that takes the motor right there. When you hit those tire packs, it's not as soft as it is in real life. They on iRacing they hit a lot harder than they should, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's one or two now of Colby's 10 fast repairs. They're available to these guys. 10 fast repairs over the course of tonight's race, because I think the race organizers know that even though these guys are good and they're doing a darn good job, there's just going to be times you're going to put her in the wall, especially when they're this close and you're going at this speed. So, Colby, I hope you're back on the track very soon.
149 laps of Watkins Glen. That's a lot of opportunities to make some pretty terrible mistakes. I mean,
yeah,
considering in real life, I mean, the Cup Series distance, I believe, is 90 laps or so here. So we're well above the expected range for this race.
Yeah, looks like the estimate's going to be around 149 laps over the course of 3 hours here. Yep, once again, I just want to make sure that it's estimated laps, folks. We are going by the clock, not by the count.
Oh, big slide a little further back. Couldn't quite get eyes on who that was. It's a blue and white truck.
Blue and white truck. We got a couple cars back there. Charles Allen's in a blue truck.
Not that one,
been
but,
him.
You gotta love the anime paint schemes making their showing here.
And I do, as the resident anime guy. Oh wow, yeah. That's a blown engine. When did that happen?
Good heads-up driving from the 11 machine, though.
Yeah.
Because he was between that Xfinity car catching up to him there and that one fella blown up in front of him. He was in between a rock and a hard place.
And that is the 11 of Charles Allen. Ahead of him right now, David Stanley. Allen is blowing past someone there. That must be Colby Peterson coming out of the pits. I actually think that was Damian Neeson, excuse me. Yep. This is the car we saw blown up earlier, the 420 car. Passes being made. Neeson driving a cup car, taking it very carefully. He's a few laps back now.
Oh, Smith has run away with this thing. 16-second advantage over the 49 machine in second now. Well, I guess our scoring might be off because I'm looking at these two running significantly closer than 16 seconds now.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're only about 0.3 seconds apart right now.
We need to...
That 16 is Rodelasso's gap to the car behind him, I think. Or potentially his gap from... because it looks like he's 16 seconds away from Matt Hoyland.
Yeah, okay. I think I see what is causing that, actually, but I'll wait until we get our commercial break before we mention that. Sure. Yeah, Rodelasso absolutely hounding Smith right now.
Hasn't let him go since the beginning of the race. Both of them want to be in good position, and this is the kind of race where you can run away with it. These guys are racing like there are more cup cars on the track than just the 5 of them. And they've both had very good attacks, yeah.
And from what we witnessed this year with the Monday and Friday night top split, with the Cup Series especially, through Garrett Maines and Sean Conklin's battles all season long, is these cars, they don't really wear the tires. You build up heat in them after a lap or two, and then you're basically set and locked, and everything, all your speed really seems to come from how much fuel you got in the back of it. And, you know, how much you overcook the tires, but you can cool them down and they go right back to where they should be. So it's not going to be so much of a tire strategy between these two that's really going to separate anything. It's literally just going to come down to raw speed.
And that raw speed now, right now, belongs to the both of them. Although it's definitely been Aaron Smith's ball game early on, as he's been holding on to the lead over Rodelasso for now about 8.5 laps. Whew. Aaron Smith really knows this track.
I believe Hoyland has a 2-second advantage over second place Shepsis, if I am correct here.
Let's take a look at the Xfinity class right now. Yes, Hoyland is a 2.5-second lead over Gregory Shepsis.
Yeah, okay, I see what's going on with our scoring.
It's all right. We've got eyes on Gregory Shepsis through the bus stop.
Now, Shepsis, that's another name that I've recognized, and I cannot pinpoint off the top of my head from where, but I know I've seen that name.
Thunderclap regular. He won a handful of races, I think.
I think I only covered one race for Thunderclap, unfortunately. Maybe 2, but it was so early into my stint over here on Grid Vision.
That's all right. But yeah, he's a regular over there on Thunderclap. He puts on a great race on the oval, and it looks like he's putting on a great race here. He's currently in second place in the Xfinity class. Holding on to 4th overall. Behind him is the 3rd place driver in the Cup Series. That's Sebastian McNutley. Sebastian, or I think Sebastian McNutley, currently 3rd place in Xfinity, 5th place overall. He's moved up 2 positions since the race started. McNulty.
And that is...
I'm reading the name wrong. McNuts is the nickname I have here on the sheet.
And I hate to hit you with the double whammy. That is the Cup machine that he is driving right now.
Oh, I am backwards.
It's okay.
Sorry, I said Xfinity. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it on.
Hey, we've got about 2 hours and 45 minutes to turn you right back around.
Okay, fair enough. Sebastian's racing for Nutcracker tonight.
And the paint It's so bright you can hardly miss it.
Right? I love it. That is yeah, those Nickelodeon colors are something else. It looks like his car just got slimed.
Right now, you're seeing that advantage between the Cup car to the Xfinity car with how well of a run out of that last corner that he was able to get on Shepsis, as well as the pull he got on the straightaway. A combination of how good he was able to get through the corner, as well as the fact that these Cup cars have significantly more aero and a little bit less drag, in my personal opinion, than that Xfinity car.
Yeah, they just look a little meaner. They're just a little bit meaner in just about every way you cut the corner. They are just a little bit meaner.
That extra 25 horsepower also doing him favors here as we come down the long back straightaway into the bus stop.
Yeah, I noticed he started his braking zone a little bit earlier there. Sheps is now on his tail. Down into the long wide.
The Cup car, the only thing that I have a complaint about the Cup car on road courses is the braking feels so much more finicky than anything else.
Yeah,
you got to be
the only time
really
we're seeing it.
Careful on these road courses with that Cup car, because it will try to overlock and throw you so fast compared to what we're used to with, you know, the old car or the Xfinity car or the truck. Truck, it kind of makes a little more sense.
McNulty making a pass.
You see the 11 machine of Allen rolling himself out of the way of McNulty, knowing how much of an advantage that machine would have over him on that straightaway. Doesn't want to get in the mix of things and cause either one of them any issue.
Well, you're going to see that a little bit tonight. I think these guys know that there's 3 races going on, and there's at least one race you don't want to try to fight.
No.
Oh, smoke coming now. That's Justin White, current truck leader. Well, not for long. Yeah, he's got a ways to go with all that smoke coming out.
That is a dangerous place to have a popped motor, too. In the S's, where most guys are holding on for dear life. Not much opportunity to change lane once you get up there.
White, 14 seconds, 13 seconds. William Dove, the second place car in the truck series, is coming rushing past soon.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get him quick here. We're going to see what happened. Oh, here's Dove, actually, goes around.
Oh, I didn't win him any favors, I see. That's... Okay. Well, it looks like these two events happened pretty similar time, or almost the exact same time, but let's see what happened to that engine. Wow, just went wide.
Something had to have gone wrong with the setup itself. Because he went in there like the throttle was stuck or something.
Yeah.
On board, he sees, okay, he's out of throttle really late. Maybe the brakes, like the brake pedal didn't catch or something?
Maybe. That looks like, yeah, very underdriven.
For a guy that was running that fast, to just miss it by that wide of a margin is something you don't normally see.
Now William Dove takes over the trucks.
I just want to hand it to my daughter's favorite truck on the TV right now. The old Cookie Monster machine, number 8. I like that. The Hoonigan styled lettering and block around it. It's pretty cool.
Cookie.
It's got to be the most creative paint scheme I've seen in the past 6 months.
So far, it's one of the best ones on the track tonight, that's for sure. Eyes on Colby Peterson right now. Ooh, into the wall goes Peterson. Well, this is a replay here of Colby Peterson's accident.
Yeah, that's
the same place.
I figured the trucks would be easier to drive tonight, but it appears that I am wrong for some reason. I figured with the less horsepower and significantly more drag and downforce compared to the Xfinity car, the truck would be a little more predictable, but certainly not.
Do you want to try to do an interview with who was the driver that just underdrove their car? Was that Justin White? No, that was a truck. It's okay. I want to make sure we get some of these drivers up in here to talk about some of the situations they're finding themselves in tonight. We got some time, and we got full permission.
I absolutely don't think that was an underdrive scenario. I think that was a scenario with something had to have broke.
Something caught. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he underdrove the car. I should be more clear. I think that his equipment didn't let him control his vehicle.
Okay.
That's what I mean by
yeah. That's a going to turn one Xbox controller's disconnected moment.
Oh no. Race leader right now, still only a half second off of his hound dog, Matt Rodolasso, who is right behind him. Rodolasso trying to find the outside there, getting a touch of the squeeze from the slower car.
I'll tell you
Finds
what,
his spot.
That 49 machine has the most distracting rear bumper in the field.
I gotta say, yeah. I gotta say that's a tactical decision. You know, it's a strategic play, I should say. That is, I've done it myself. Deployed the Anime Girl paint scheme. See who's paying attention. See who's not.
See, I don't run the Anime Girl paint schemes for that specific reason. I did it on a COT for COT league I was in a handful of years ago, just for the memes of it. And I got smoked at least 10 times at Richmond running that paint scheme. We had to send her to the graveyard.
Yeah, that just wasn't your waifu, man. Once you meet her, you'll know.
Darby's personal preference will always be Sailor Moon.
Oh, Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell, but we're not going to go too far down that rabbit hole right now. This is the wrong audience.
I gotta go. I gotta go with Makase Kurisu from Steins Gate.
Yo!
It's the brain, man. It's the brain, man. She's so smart.
The iceberg is deep in this team right now when it comes to naming our favorite anime girl. So hats off to you. Hats off to you, Matt Rodolasso. That is an excellent paint scheme. Maybe we'll get him up in here later to talk about it after he's not, chasing down first. As much as I would love to mess with some of these drivers who are in the tighter races.
There we were watching Shepsis for a minute. 4 seconds back from a leader in his class, Hoyland. And now watching Dove work his way around here. He's got a significantly sizable margin to second place in the trucks.
Yeah. He's got it as the trucks shuffle back. Yep, Dove is taking it right now. He's taking it for the truck series. It looks like Charles Allen is, at least a lap back.
Yeah, that's just the thing. You have not seen that 8 truck make a mistake so far. That seems like it seems like the truck class is more of an attrition matter with how difficult they are to drive.
Well, I think it's very simple, Sheldon. I think he wants Cookie.
He does want Cookie.
And the only way to get Cookie is win race.
You know what? That's a good point.
Yeah, it's why the drivers put such sensible paint on their car. It helps us dunderheads understand what's going on.
We incentivize the small rewards in life. Oh no! Don't lose.
Oh no! Get Cookie!
Oh, my kid would be crying right now if she saw that.
I'm suddenly so invested. William Dove, how dare you put a treasured childhood icon out of your car? Now we cannot allow you to fail. But hasn't made a mistake yet. We'll see what happens. He's driving it hard. He is the current leader in his class. Doesn't necessarily have to drive it quite as hard at this point, but he could very easily be fighting a harder battle very soon if he doesn't.
But yeah, he can absolutely throw that thing on cruise control here for the rest of the race with as big of an advantage as he has. Here on road courses, it is significantly more important to be the car with the advantage than the car chasing, because the one chasing 9 times out of 10 will make a handful of mistakes that'll eventually catch up to him, trying to run you down.
Just trying to catch you. Yep, those little mistakes you think I'll ease this, get these little extra seconds out here and there, little half second here, little tenth there, and eventually you bite off more than you can chew. And in an endurance race, that's going to bite you, and it's going to accumulate.
You do not want a cookie that you can't chew.
No, that bad cookie.
Does make me want to open up a nice box of Chips Ahoy here and dunk them in my cup of coffee, but
Not an official sponsor of Grid Vision, but they could be. Chips Ahoy, you hearing? Nabisco, that's what we need. Nabisco, you listening? I like the chewy ones, just be specific if you're going to send us any.
I will pass on the cheese nips, though. Cheese
Yeah,
has got
no,
to
they're...
beat, I'm sorry. But the cookies, the Oreos, and the Chips Ahoy, perfect.
Yeah.
No competition.
No one should try to get into the Cheez-It game at this point. That is a sealed door. A little
Tell you
bit
what,
of
it
a
is
gap.
it is a match of talents up here for first and second in the Cup roster, though. Smith still not able to shake Rodolasso. Rodolasso still very much in fighting range once it comes down to pit strategy and everything. Just an undercut here, an overcut there. Could completely change the shape of these two's running order.
And right behind them in the overall order and in the class order, it's Sebastian McNulty. He's up one place in the Cup class after Davis Stanley, I think, had a little bit of trouble earlier. Let's throw it to the pets once more. We're going to take a little pet break here while we talk about some of the dogs and cats that are available for adoption. Who you got for me this time?
Are you telling me to grab a puppers right now?
I'm telling you to grab a puppers, bro. Which one? We're going to talk about, speaking of puppers, Pupperoni. Look at that big schnoz on this guy. 7 years old, mixed breed, 44 pounds, nice medium-sized dog. Male, neutered, in a foster home right now, waiting for you to adopt him. Pupperoni.
There's got to be some husky in that, man. Look at those eyes.
There's got to be. Those expressive eyebrows. Bo Condon, the 25 car, is the sponsor for Pupperoni here. So it would be wonderful if you could consider adopting. Pupperoni is sweet and energetic, 42-pound pup. Loves adventure trails and showing off his agility skills. Initially shy but quick to warm up, his cheerful smiles, good nature, and soft coat will make him a loving and exciting addition to your family. Once again, for more information, head to barks.org, barcs.org, and adopt Pupperoni today.
That's a beautiful dog right there.
It is. You have a dog, Sheldon?
I have, well, I have my grandmother's old dog that she kind of left behind. One of them inheritance deals, you know?
Yeah, I know how that goes.
A little Shih Tzu, which is very, very out of character for me, but he's all right. He's getting up there in age, but I've enjoyed him every moment I've had with the fella.
I got a half pit bull, half bulldog named Beef, who looks just like he sounds.
I bet he is a ball of energy, too.
He is when he wants to be. Speaking of a ball of energy, the driver for Pupperoni right now, Bo Condon, is sitting third in his class. He's moved up a few places. He moved up 2 places to third place in his class right now.
You see Allen goes really wide through the final corner, giving Bo the position.
Now moving into second place. Bo Condon takes second place for the trucks.
Got a long way to go to get up to Dove, though.
Big wide move there. Blasting in. Good speed. Go bowling, folks. I love that sponsorship in this game. Woo! Bit of a wiggle. Dove has actually lapped. He's close to lapping Bo Condon here. Got eyes on Dove. The 8 machine. That would put Dove a full lap ahead of the rest of his class completely.
And Dove is doing a really tremendous job here, too. He's keeping himself right now in between 2 of these Xfinity cars. We know how much faster these cars are typically than the trucks. And Dove's just doing a great job sticking right there in the middle. Kind of playing a spoiler here for these guys.
Yeah. Something to get around. It's one of those things where as the race goes on. I don't know if I want to keep. Oh, we got a big spin right now. The 69. I gotta just assign that there was a crash. Let's take a look at the 69 really quick.
See McNulty there.
McNulty doing his best impression of Top Man from Mega Man 3.
Yeah, I just swung way wide there, got into the grass, and 100% that compromised his corner entry, as well as overall grip level coming into 7.
Wow.
Swings way wide, and see if we can see the finalization
moment of
here.
truth here.
All right, here we are going through the bus stop. Pop the bus stop at the wrong angle and then just head on.
Wow.
Those left-handers in the bus stop are some of the most treacherous curbs that I've ever seen in iRacing. Because you can go through there about 100 times and just hit it, and it just feels absolutely perfect. And, you know, a hair to the left more than the lap before, and she hops, and that's always what ends up coming from it.
Oh, Deadpool at the wheel. It all makes sense.
Well, with the fast repairs, he can self-heal like Deadpool, so.
That's true. That's true. We'll see you back out there, Sebastian. Definitely a tuck break through the bus stops. Here comes Aaron Smith, your current race leader and your current class leader, blasting through the bus stops like he has 23 times before.
That advantage evaporating though to second place. You see Rodolasso working up. He was about a 1.5 seconds back. Now he's less than a second, just 5/10 separating first and second here in the Cup class.
And they are a lap ahead of their next closest combatant, Davis Stanley, who is a lap and change back from the two of them. So they're kind of taking it away. The top 4 racers right now really putting on a Watkins Glen class for the rest of the race.
Also, Rodolasso clipped the fence a little bit coming out of the final corner there onto the front straightaway. Didn't hurt him
Right
too
after I
much.
said to
Huge
put on the
run,
class.
though, in turn 1. Going to close that advantage up a little bit. One car off the track, 63 machine.
Justin Clapper. Looks like he might have accidentally cut that corner there. Eyes on from the chopper cam.
I think we're about to see how treacherous it is to get that bus stop right again. Yeah, normally you want to aim just towards the wall. You want to be about a hair off it. Sometimes you overemphasize that entry.
Yeah. And at that moment, Clapper clipped it.
Advantage growing again between first and second in the Cup class. Back up to almost 1.5 seconds between Smith and Rodolasso. So some mistakes were made there, I believe. Possibly working himself through the lap traffic, getting held up by some slower cars.
Just behind them in Xfinity, things are a little bit different for the race leader there. Matt Hoyland's about 11.5 seconds ahead of Gregory Shepsis in second place. And it's the 3 of them, Hoyland, Shepsis, and Burleson, who are currently on the lead lap. Leahy and Clapper down a lap.
Yeah, Hoyland's running a really good race. Got to the advantage pretty quick. And since he got to that lead, he's just walked away from second place Shepsis. Right on board with Hoyland.
It's going to be mistakes and accidents that change up the order of this race toward the front. We're not sure exactly when that yellow flag is going to hit, but it'll probably be more towards the middle of the race. So these guys have got a long time yet to kind of figure out how things go and who they got to get around. And I think they're finally starting to settle in a little bit.
Also, what you saw right there, race leader in the Cup split, Smith working himself past Hoyland, putting Hoyland a lap down. That is the speed disparity between the Cup and the Xfinity cars.
Wow. Very good. Blast of speed here. Rodolasso moving up. Just past Hoyland again. So currently on 26th, it's only Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso. Everybody else a lap back as these 2 Cup cars have set up to deliver a definitive class and how to lead at Watkins Glen in a multi-class race. I'm ready to take bets on when you think Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso are going to change that lead, either by hook or by crook. But while they get this lead set up, why don't we go ahead and take a little bit of a stretcher? Folks, we're going to be right back on Grid Division, so don't go nowhere. And in fact, tell your friends. Come right back.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? Doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Welcome back to Grid Division, ladies and gentlemen, and back to the RL Productions Exhibition Tour Turkey Trot 2024. I'm so glad that rhymes. I'm Joe LaCastro, joined in the booth by Sheldon Atkins and in the truck by Austin Derbyshire. We've been enjoying 30 laps of endurance racing at Watkins Glen, and we're glad to have you enjoying it with us. Grab a drink, pull up to the computer, and enjoy some more endurance racing. Now that we're back from the break, let's take a look at how things have shaped up a little bit for the race so far. If you're just joining us, Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso are currently Matt Rodolasso out of the front of the Cup Series. Whoop! This is a quick shot of Sebastian McNulty going off again in the same spot he went off earlier, avoiding the fate that he suffered earlier in the race. We saw him take a tumble, not a tumble really, like a spin like a top. But he is back in the race and paying more close attention to that turn for sure. First place here. Oh, that was Neeson. Excuse me. I want to make sure I get the names right here. Oh, here is Neeson. Now we're watching the 420 car taking a little bit into the tires as well and driving away from it. Looking no worse for the wear, I think. But we're back to live now. And yeah, just doing a quick rundown of the leader. The truck leader is currently in the pits. That's the number 8 machine of William Dove. And ahead of him, that Matt Hoyland in the Xfinity series is currently leading that series. So we've got Aaron Smith in first in the Cups, Hoyland in first in the Xfinity cars, and Dove, who just took a pit stop, in first for the trucks. Phew! Wanted to get that covered. Oh, Every time I see that "Go Bowling" sign. Oh, quick replay here.
Yeah, something
Eyes
happened here with
on-
the 420.
Yeah, this is Neeson's kryptonite. This corner here. This is the third time now he's gone wide on that corner. Thankfully, he did not crash or get into something there, but that's the third time now we've had him, at least on camera, going wide there. Unfortunate situation for Neeson. It looks like he's going to pit right now, Damian Neeson, and figure things out a little bit. Maybe get some damage fixed on the car. He might have been fighting that, causing some of that understeer.
I think he had a little bit of front suspension damage from that first hit. It's what triggered that second one, most likely.
That makes a lot of sense, and that would follow. Speaking of following, Rodolasso currently following Aaron Smith. He's only a second and a half behind. He's been closer, but he hasn't been much further than this for the entire race. And I'm pretty sure that Rodolasso is letting Smith set the pace for when they're going to pit. These two are going to be tied at the hip for the entire race, I've got a feeling. Well, we shall see. Here comes that Nickelodeon car yet again. Love those colors on Davis Stanley's car. This is a different dog on the hood of this car. This is Stanley.
What do we know about
talk
Stanley?
A little bit about, well, I'll tell you what we know about Stanley. 7-year-old dog. Look at that blep. Blep. Big old blep tongue. 7 years old, mixed breed, male, neutered, in a foster home. Obviously also ready for you to head out and adopt today. Let me pull up my sheet, give you a little blurb about Stanley. He's such a good boy. Stanley came to Barks after his owner passed away. He's been slowly learning to trust again through the outside world. Though the outside world overwhelms him, he makes progress with the help of treats and started seeking affection on his own. He's calm and curious about other dogs, showing promise for peaceful coexistence. To meet or fill out an application for Stanley, head on over to barks.org, barcs.org.
It's okay,
Oh,
Stanley. I
Stanley.
too get overwhelmed by the outside world.
I do too, Stanley. Just stay inside. I wish I could. But if you're looking for a loving dog that looks like they just need a new home that's going to love them right back, Stanley's the one for you. So go Stanley. And thank you for his driver, David Stanley, for sponsoring.
Also, go William Dove.
Wow.
Yeah, 25-second advantage over second place in his class. Dove comes down pit road and barely loses any time.
Yeah. That's one thing you love about a good endurance race. If you can get up into the front and you have the wherewithal to stay in a place like Dove has, you get that advantage and you can hold on to your lead without having to worry about it. Dove probably in great position now to get an even bigger lead on the rest of the pack, who's currently driving in the trucks.
Sheps is going to dive it down too for 4 fresh Goodyears and some fuel. Second place in the Xfinity class right now.
Sounds like it's about time. This is about the pace for some folks to consider it in the Xfinity class. Maybe not. You mentioned that the tires don't really wear out as much in the Cup cars.
The Xfinity cars, you got to deal with the Xfinity truck. You got to be careful every lap. I think Hoyland's going to bring it in here based on that low arc into turn 8. Here he comes down pit road.
And that's Matt Hoyland, current leader of the Xfinity cars, bringing that Camaro down pit road.
You see Sheps I'll see how much he's able to close here with that 1 lap undercut over Hoyland. Hoyland's still on pit road. Sheps is still pretty far back. A lot of way to go. A lot of ground to make up. Hoyland going to get into his box. Good and clean, though. No slides. Doesn't slip out of it.
Love it. Shepsis actually has some real life racing experience. He was a wingless sprint car driver at New Egypt Speedway and Bridgeport Speedway.
I'll tell you what, when it comes to sprint cars, man, they're a different breed of racer altogether.
Yeah.
Because that is wingless or winged. It is the most terrifying thing I've ever watched in person. A lot of respect go to those guys.
Shepsis right now turning that real-world experience and well-earned respect into some good results on the road. Matt Hoyland is only 12 seconds ahead of him right now. I say only because this is an endurance race, and as we've seen, anything could possibly happen. So with 12 seconds, Gregory Shepsis is holding on to second place in the Xfinity Series, and he's just a little bit ahead of Tony Burleson. Burleson's 12 seconds ahead behind him. So about a 44-second spread here between 1, 2, and 3 in the Xfinity class right now. Firmly behind the 1, 2, and 3 of the Cup class. Davis Stanley right now of the Cup class pitting in.
Yeah, and you know, Stanley's been marking down the laps till he can come down and throw on 4 tires because been struggling with some handling issues in that machine here. And here you go. We got your leaders too in the class. Smith and Rodolasso bringing it in.
Finally, here we go.
Rodolasso going to close a lot on pit entry.
And the only racer on the race who has not yet taken a pit stop is Tony Burleson. Burleson, third place Xfinity. He's still out. Probably pitting any minute now, though, I'm guessing. Yep, there we go. Taking the hint. And while we've got some cars pitting in, I'm going to read one of our written sponsors today. Going to read a little bit about Two More for Trooper. It's Two More number 4 Trooper. It's a social advocacy group in memory of the Condon family's dog Trooper, who passed away at a young age due to idiopathic epilepsy. Tonight, 100% of the proceeds raised by Two More for Trooper will go to Barks Animal Shelter and the American Red Cross. Two More for Trooper's motto is, do good boy stuff for do-gooders. To enter the charity sweepstakes and to see all the great prizes you can win, text the word Trooper to 406-302-5086. That's Trooper to 406-302-5086.
See the leaders in the Cup class getting themselves out of pit road clean. Smith picking up a huge advantage over second place Rodolasso here, just based off his pit box alone. Up to 2.5 seconds over second place now.
Wow, he only got out a 1/10 of a second faster. But he's turning that into time on the track. Blasting out in front. There's the 34 machine now of Chase Leahy. That Barks paint. I love about those paw prints all over there. Leahy right now behind the 420 machine of Damian Neeson. Looking for a place to pass. Neeson in a Cup car. Leahy trying to put the squeeze on in the Xfinity car. Let's see if he can make this pass. It looks like Neeson has been giving up a few positions here and there to some of the other classes. He's sitting currently overall in the middle of the Truck Series. I know he's had a little bit of bad luck on the track so far, so that's probably to account for a lot of it. But let's see if those jitters have gotten into his brake pedal a little bit. Let's see if he's hitting it a little bit harder than he might need to, going a little bit wider than he should. Yep, here it comes. Wide on the outside. That's Chase Leahy. Taking it down into the corner. Just ahead now, behind him. Ooh. Leahy off track a little bit. But he gets it back in track. Still sitting 5th overall in the Xfinity Series, but sitting ahead of a few others overall. Pardon me, gotta get that thought out.
Pressure is starting to build for Smith. Look who's worked himself back up into the rearview mirror. That 70 machine now.
There it is. Interval's only a half a second now. As Rodolasso really puts those tires to work.
These two have been yo-yoing since this thing started. I think Rodolasso might be a little bit quicker, but he's just... Smith is getting such an advantage with the opportunities he's been getting with these lap cars. as well as the fact that I think that little bit of clean air, we saw it so much earlier this year with the Cup car here. I think the clean air is really paying a lot of help for Smith as we see a replay. The 69 machine, hard hit into the outside wall there from McNulty.
Wow, that's the second time he's pulled that maneuver off. He jumped to the pits after that. That's a tough break for McNulty. The man's got to get some practice on that corner, and he'll hopefully get some tonight because that's been deadly for him. Up at the front, Rodoloso actually had set one of the fastest, his last time around was the fastest, was much faster than Aaron Smith by about a second and change. Not a
Like I
second and
said,
change, by about a half a second.
Back to the incident with the bus stop. Like I said before, man, it's a very treacherous line through there. And when you're farther back in the field, you kind of play head games with yourself, trying to figure out what it is that you're doing wrong. So you start experimenting midway through the race, trying to find that extra tenth, trying to find that extra thousandth. And a lot of people will try that through the bus stop, and a lot of times it comes back to bite them.
And the bus stop looks like treachery by design.
Absolutely. I mean, the bus stop was put in. It was a safety measure here because back in the early 90s, they had a horrible accident here. Unfortunately, lost a driver. They threw the bus stop up as a way to break those speeds where they come into the carousel. And it has become one of the defining features of this track when it comes to stock car racing. One of the most exciting parts of the speedway. And has served its purpose very well, too, because no more big incidents here since that was integrated in the 90s.
Well, sometimes you got to go slow to go fast safely, and that's what we like to see. I like to see a car go fast, but as much as I direct can be good and exciting, let's keep it out of the wall.
Absolutely. As we watch now, Gregory Shepsis just a second and a half back from class leader of Matt Hoyland. Well, it looked like he was going to run away with it there on that first stint, but Sheps is really doing a good job bringing the pressure back and reeling him back in.
Doing his best to. Hoyland with a big shift down into the S's. Comes out without really gaining any kind of advantage over Shepsis in that maneuver. Sheps is still holding on tightly to the situation. Less than a second off at this point.
Yeah, Sheps is coming fast, reeling him in quickly here, bringing it down just over 0.5 of a second now, separating your first two in the Xfinity class. See if we can't get a camera on board with Sheps to see what he's doing different. See, he's way low there through the carousel. It's going to transfer to a huge run coming out, bringing them up to 2.5 tenths back off your race leader. Going to get right to the bumper here into 7. Oh, and he's just flying right now.
He's really cruising. Now looking at the outside, switching, maybe going to slide him up on the inside. Yep, here it comes. Shepsis takes the inside as Hoyland just hands it to him. Says, don't want that smoke right now. You're coming in hot. I'm going to give you the spot. That makes Gregory Shepsis your current Xfinity race leader. Still puts him 2 minutes and 20 seconds behind Matt Rodoloso and Aaron Smith, but he is currently leading the pack for the rest of the crew here. And he's got the Xfinity Series cars on lock, a 1.5 seconds ahead now of Matt Hoyland.
He's running off to a quick advantage here over second place with Hoyland.
Hoyland just now entering the bus stop. Behind him right now, physically in the race, that's Charles Allen in our Anime Girl livery. Looking at Neeson, locks up. Ooh. Very bad lockup there.
Neeson has not had a fun time here with these with the front brake bias, I can tell you that. Handful of lockups, and each time you do that, I talk about there not being a whole lot of tire wear, but once you get those things fully locked up and heated up, it kills those tires for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I can only imagine you get a really hot patch on them, especially for some of the slides that we've seen him pull off. not ideal.
There's got to be something going on with Hoyland, because you see him losing a lot of time to Shepsis here. First stint, these two were, it was miles apart in the other direction. And Hoyland looks like he's either trying to save or something's wrong maybe with the car.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of time right now. Next behind him, Tony Burleson is a minute behind him.
Oh, man, big slide out of the 11 coming into the bus stop. That was nervy for a second.
Yeah, can't read what's going on in Hoyland's mind right now. Again, this is the moment that my brain says, interview him. But as soon as I see a guy losing places, that's not exactly the best spot. Let's keep an eye on this situation, though, because Hoyland falling back has definitely been an unusual development, considering how we've seen the front of this race go so far. And then the way he's falling back is what's really making me scratch my head. Like you said, we've seen him lose place after place, unfortunately. And he's losing seconds now to Davis Stanley. Yep, though not as many. He's about 14 seconds ahead of Davis Stanley, but Davis Stanley is closing. Stanley's in the Cup cars, but still he's been ahead of him most of this race. Here we got Matt Rodolasso. Rodolasso 3/10 behind the lead right now. Barely 1 second behind, excuse me. Down on the inside of Bo Condon, Matt Rodolasso goes flying. He's still looking to try to close that gap with Aaron Smith by any means. And since we're doing some reading coverage, I've got one more red sponsor that I'm going to read here before we get back into some racing action, because tonight's event is presented by TLC Incorporated. TLC is the premier service provider for lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, and drainage solutions in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. So transform your home into a showcase in just one day with a new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, energy-efficient outdoor lighting landscape, or the healthiest backyard in the business. A little lawn goes a long way with TLC. Head to tlcincorporated.com for more information. That's tlcincorporated.com. Bo is having a little bit of trouble here. Bo Condon in the Cup car, is in the trucks, excuse me. Oof. Little bouncy. Definite loss of control here. Something's going on. Can't quite tell if it's the inputs or... But the car looks like it's not responding. Could be some damage maybe on that Condon car. As he takes it a little bit wider. Trying to look. Nope, looks good on the front right quarter. Oh, that's damage there. I'm sorry. I was looking for where the damage was, and I forgot what a good front right quarter looked like. He's going to bring that in for a fast repair if he wants to get any further in that car. It's a good question. Why is he? A good question right now. Why is he still on track? He's something where he just ran past his opportunity to get this taken care of. Whoa! Very wide right now. Off track. Going to cut down in front of who is that there? It's my anime car. Charles Allen. It looks like, yeah. Waifu Chat. That's the sponsorship there. All right, and as we looks like we got an update from YouTube here before we send it to another commercial. It looks like Sebastian McNulty is DNFing the race, unfortunately. We saw some good stuff there, saw some unfortunate moments, but Thank you for participation, McNulty. We'll see you the next time around, and we'll see you soon here on Grid Vision. We're going to be going to commercial right now, and we'll be right back, folks. So stay tuned for more racing at the Turkey Trot 2024.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited it in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
We're back, folks. Grid Vision is back for the Turkey Trot 2024. We're on lap 48 of an estimated 148. Remember, we're going 3 hours tonight, and the race has been pretty good. Right now, the race is really between Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso, who are still duking it out up at the front. Rodolasso only a second and change behind Smith, and that seems like a pretty good gap. It's not really increasing much. Again, Rodolasso holding on tight and trying to make sure that Smith does not get away with the race. Hi, I'm Joe LaCastro with Sheldon Atkins in the booth, joined in the truck by Austin Derbyshire. And tonight's race it's finally kind of gotten into its groove, I think. We unfortunately lost one of our racers to a DNF, but we're going to keep on keeping on with everybody else is on the road.
Huge. Oh man, so lucky he didn't slam it into the barrels. Unfortunately, backs it into the fence here on the front straightaway. But
yeah, and that was all she wrote. And here's Neeson. Damian Neeson tapping the wall a couple of times, running along it. Ooh. Scores of damage there. Just want to get off the road. Gonna have to tow that thing back or limp it home. I think he was right at the entrance of the pits. Oh, I was at the carousel, excuse me. Now back a little ways, Damian Neeson and Sebastian McNulty were currently the furthest two back in the Cup Series. Neeson now makes that, since McNulty's out, that makes Neeson the back of the pack there in fourth. Davis Stanley is in third, Matt Rodolasso in second, and Aaron Smith leading the Cup cars.
and Smith up to a 2.5 advantage over second place. Rodolasso. Sheps is walking away with a huge advantage over second place of Hoyland.
Yeah,
12.5 seconds.
Yeah, beautiful gap right now. He's a lap ahead of, he's almost a lap ahead of Tony Burleson, but he is a full lap ahead of Justin Clapper and Chase Leahy, who make up the back end of the Xfinity pack. And William Dove, your current leader of the Truck Series pack. Dove with a 46-second gap on Justin White. Almost an entire lap ahead of him as well. Charles Allen right behind him. Bo Condon in fourth. And, excuse me, Colby Peterson in fifth in the Truck Series right now. Back out on the track.
I've got to be wondering what's going on with Hoyland, man, because he was so fast earlier.
Fast earlier, not quite as fast now, but it looks like he's at least been able to hold on to second place. Hasn't fallen back much further than that. So something did occur, but maybe we're not sure. Maybe this would be a good time to, maybe we can see about interviewing Matt Hoyland if it looks like he's having some clean laps, and we can get an idea of maybe what's going on in that situation. What do you think?
I'm thinking he might be just aggressive fuel saving. I'm watching him on board right now from my point of view, and he is feathering the throttle like crazy. Like he's just barely getting it up there to the top of the RPM band and just tapping. It doesn't sound like it's an engine issue because it would have probably popped by now if his lights and everything look good. It just sounds like he's really aggressively trying to save a little bit of extra fuel. Maybe he knows something about the way the time is going to work out in this thing that the rest of us up here in the booth have no idea of.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Let's talk to Matt Hoyland for a little bit. See what he's thinking.
Until he gets on the straightaway here.
Oh, he's here, Matt Hoyland. Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Hello.
Hello. We were just talking about you, my friend. We saw that you were up there with Gregory Shepsis for a while, but you've fallen back a little bit. Has there been a change to your strategy?
Yeah, we were trying to work out the tires on the fly, but so from what we can gather, everyone's going to have to do at least one double stint. So I thought I'd get it out of the way early, and I'm really regretting that decision because my tires were around 40% life left when I pitted. So yeah, the rear tires are really not very happy at the moment.
No, it doesn't sound like it. That's been a tough situation, but we've seen you holding on to that second place in the Xfinity Series. Good job there. We just wanted to get into your head a little bit and talk to you about that tire situation, but it sounds like the tire situation is the answer there, right? What's the future look like for you? Do you think here?
Oh, 1 second, sorry. Crew chief is talking to me. Say that again, sorry.
Oh, sure. I was just asking, how do you feel about your prospects here for the early race?
I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. I think me and Greg are very similarly matched. We've been, especially in the practice and stuff, we've ran very similar times. So I'm hoping once things have panned out and we get towards that final caution, then we should be somewhere near each other. I'm hoping for a good end to the race.
Excellent. Well, it's been great talking to you. We're going to send you back into your channel, but thanks for giving us a few moments of your time.
No worries, guys. Catch you later.
Yeah, catch you later.
I knew it had to be strategy because was so fast on that first stint. And that all makes sense. I mean, he's talking about everybody having to run a double stint on tires. He's going to be in the catbird seat once we get this stint out of the way. Because eventually the rest of these guys are going to have to run older.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have a confirmation that it's strategy and not just the car and not something that we can't account for. And we'll get some other drivers up in here as the race goes on and get some of their ideas on how things are going. Right now, eyes on Justin White in the Cops number 2. Justin White is currently sitting second in the Trucks Series behind William Dove. William Dove is hitting the pits, it looks like. Justin White is, he's not that far behind, only about 30 seconds off. So Dove's pit time is going to, really cut into the lead that he's got here. Let's see if White manages to make the pass before Dove can get off the line. Looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, White done a pretty good job of closing in that advantage that Dove had early. Slowly, methodically working himself up here to the point in the Truck Series. Pretty cool looking paint scheme on that 99 machine as well. Well, shows 2 on track, but silver and blue, good combo. We only had to watch that win what felt like 7 years in a row.
Right now, White leading the Truck Series by about 14 seconds as the former race leader for the Truck Series, William Dove, gets out of the pits with a decent pit time, about 16.5 seconds. A little bit longer than some of the other cars by about a second.
You see here, class leader in the Cup Series, Smith, working his way past one of the Xfinity cars. Couldn't quite see who that was. I want to say that was Leahy in the 34 machine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, with the pop print car.
And then Rodolasso really falling back here at this point in the stint, down to back to 2 seconds now. Furthest back we've really seen him this entire race.
Yep. Took the words right out of my mouth. That was going to be the exact same phrase I said, because it's really it's only 2.5 seconds, 2.2 seconds at this point. We say that because they are, by and large, in charge of this race. They're 2 laps ahead of everybody else. So,
Also, look who's on pit road right now.
Oh, who's that?
Hoyland just bringing it down for 4 fresh tires and a tank full of Sunoco fuel.
We just talked about that. Here's the strategy at play.
This right here, this is the opportunity for him to really cut into these times and get that lead back from Shepsis and even potentially eclipse him and pull away.
He could. Even with Shepsis out in front right now, the Shepsis is going to have to do his tire dance at some point too. He's had 1 pit. He's looking for pit number 2 at some point here. In the Xfinity car, he's going to be hitting that limit pretty soon.
Oh yeah. Good clean stop for the 44 machine. Just get it back out on the track. Don't throw too much throttle at it. Get her straight, and here he is working his way up through the S's.
Love it.
Good sequence there.
So we've got Hoyland working his way back forward in the Xfinity Series. We've got Smith and Rodolasso writing the book on Watkins Glen right now for the rest of the race. Justin White currently in charge of the trucks. Charles Allen behind him. Bo Condon behind him for the 1, 2, 3 in the Truck Series. Justin White's best lap of the race was a solid 15.4 in the trucks. 15.14, excuse me. Right now, eyes on William Dove in the number 8. He had, I think, one unfortunate situation that set him back a number of places. Or was it his pit that slowed him down? He had a crash, didn't he? I gotta remember now. I gotta start writing these down. Anyways, William Dove's pitted, that's what happened. Yep, his pit set him back a little ways, but that's gonna, you know, pits will pay off in the end. At least you hope they do. So Dove right now, not in too much otherwise danger, aside from being a little behind. Ooh, getting a little sideways there, leaving some marks on the track. That was a skid. Tokyo Drift.
Don't do a whole lot of that here.
No.
Oh, yeah, huge smoke show in front.
Yeah, is that the 420 car?
I believe so.
That was Damian Neeson, I think. Let's see. Oh, Bo Condon, actually, probably. Let's see here. Yep, that's it.
Good job to avoid that truck spinning around there. That's an easy part of the track to get caught up in somebody else's mess.
Tucking in Rodolasso. This is Shepsis now. The lead Shepsis has on Hoyland is about a solid minute, but it is a minute that is
Shepsis is going to go really wide through turn 1, though.
Uh-oh.
Was trying to figure out what's going on with the truck in front of him. Got to the brakes a little late. Missed his mark.
These are the kind of things that add up. These are the things that will give Matt Hoyland slowly the advantage to get closer and closer to Gregory Shepsis. Right before that happened, it was about a minute difference, and now about 3 seconds got knocked off just from that.
Running on board with Shepsis here as he works himself through the carousel. So with a really significant advantage over second place of Hoyland. 15 seconds separating these two. Or sorry, 51 seconds separating these two. I remember scoring is a little weird because of the multi-class. It seems like the multi-class is determining the positions off of, or the distances off of the truck series. For some reason.
It's very interesting.
It's, keeping us on our toes over here.
Yeah, keeping me on my toes, that's for sure. Sheps is out front. The gap is closing, but still not very quickly to Matt Hoyland behind him. Now about a 54-second gap. Sheps, we've seen do some pretty awesome things in the Thunderclap series. I've seen him win, I'm pretty sure, at least one, if not two races. So it's always a joy to see a racer that you recognize. And iRacing is such a small world sometimes. So it's kudos to all the drivers who made it out tonight. Whether we've seen you before on Grid Vision, we hope to see you on Grid Vision soon. And you're driving for a great cause. So it's always a great thing to see. Speaking of great causes, don't forget, folks, you can enter that 2 for More for Trooper charity sweepstakes until Sunday, November 24th. That's tomorrow. Text Trooper to 406-302-5086.
Steps is kind of getting held up here. That two machine.
Yeah,
in
little
front
traffic. Where's the spot going to come from? He's about to get passed. Not passed, but you know what I mean.
Here he comes with a dive down to the bottom into turn number 1. Going to lick the stamp and send it.
Takes the spot.
Good corner entry. You see the two trucks swinging way wide. The two truck is the 99 race leader for the truck series. That's white there in the silver and blue.
That was, let's see. Smith right now, the next one behind the truck. Behind the 20. And now all the class leaders are right next to each other.
Yeah, that's a good point. You see Sheps is there, Smith working his way through. Smith about to put the Xfinity cars a second lap down now. Really showing how much of a better car the Cup car is at road racing.
There he goes. He gets his way past Davis Stanley.
Now looking to the inside of Sheps is here on the front straightaway. We'll get to the quarter panel here at the line.
Shepsis hits the brakes a little earlier, falls back, says go ahead and take it. Aaron Smith holds on to that preferred line.
I don't know about you, man, but while it's kind of calmed down, I wouldn't mind looking at some more puppies. We got any?
Yeah, I would love to, and looks like our YouTubers wouldn't mind hearing some more about some puppies. I think we got another couple, maybe even some. We might even have a cat mixed in there at some point.
Really?
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen on Grid Vision. Speaking of which,
well, here we go.
Here comes Banana. Oh boy, 3 years old, orange male, shy. Oh, Banana, look at that guy. Banana just needs some love. That's Damian Neeson's car right there. He's driving for Banana. You can see him right there on the cover. Banana is a newer addition to tonight's roster because the previous sponsor animal was adopted. It's a great news. Barks is doing good stuff, folks.
Those are problems you like to have right there.
Exactly. That's what I like to hear. So Banana could be the next one who needs a replacement on the sponsorship slot here. So go ahead and give barks.org a checkout, barks.org/adopt-cats, and you'll see Banana probably right there.
I can tell you everything you need to know about orange cats.
Oh, yeah?
I've had experience with a few.
And I bet they're pleasant and wonderful.
Oh, they are absolutely wonderful cats, but at the same time, they will keep you laughing 24/7. Because with the ones I've had, at least, there wasn't a whole lot going upstairs in the brain department. It was the sweetest, most loving cat I'd ever owned.
Gotcha. A few sardines short of a can.
Absolutely.
Very good. Or a
We had
tin,
a-
I guess. There we go.
We had a orange and white female, and she had a litter, and one of them was a daughter that was a solid orange, which is a very rare thing. And both of them are absolutely crazy, but one of the highlights of my daughter's life.
That's wonderful. It's always good when kids got a pet growing up. That's why I got the beefer. Sometimes when you adopt an animal, you want to change their name. Sometimes not. Whoa!
Oh, banana, no!
Damian Neeson, banana, no! Oh, man. Oh, banana. Maybe Damian Neeson got so excited because he just heard that banana got adopted. Maybe that's why that happened. One can only hope.
That was a hard hit, though. It's going to be a long ride back around the track to get to pit road to get those fast repairs fired on that machine.
Yeah, it is going to be a long drive.
I am impressed at how quick these teams have been able to manage the engine swaps tonight, though.
Yeah, it's just a snap of the
Light
fingers,
speed,
practically.
It's insane.
Well, they're using
Luckily-
those new engines made out of paper, so.
That's what the trucks have these days. Hey, just
Whoop.
caught a little bit of the curb, and that meant to mention that earlier, because that was a problem we faced. The league I've run in, we ran Watkins Glen 2 weeks ago in the Gen 4 car, and coming out of the carousel, once you get over that rumble strip, if you get that tire, that left rear tire over it just a smidge, it will instantly hook you around.
Yeah, it will.
You've either got to go full past, blow completely past that rumble strip quick, or you got to stay away from it altogether. There's no in between. You can't straddle it like you can some of the other curves.
Right now, out in front, Aaron Smith. Something has changed in the air as Matt Rodolasso falls back to 6 seconds away from the lead. What was once a really solid, 1-2 for the lead has become still a 1-2. Don't get me wrong. Again, I want to say it looks like I'm saying it's a lot, but these two are still on the lead lap by 3 laps from everybody else in the race.
I got to wonder, too, though, at the same time, Hoyland was talking about how you got to play, a roll of the dice with the tire strategy. I wonder if Rodolasso realized that a little bit later into the run, is thinking, you know what? I'm not getting by Smith on speed alone. Why not just kind of roll back here, try to save what I got for later on in this race?
Oh
my gosh.
Why don't we ask him?
He's got the waifu on the name flag.
Do you want to ask him? Like, should we call him? Do you think he'd answer?
Yeah, he might. I mean, I'm always the last person to ever want to interview a driver while they're hard at work, but
the guy said we could do it.
You can go on ahead and pull him up, and I'll let you talk to him.
You always put me in the hot seat.
All right.
Okay, all right, fine. You know what? I'll take that. I'll call that. Let's do it. Bring on down, if we have him available, Matt Rodolasso. Mother of mercy.
Oh.
French friends, we do not have him available.
Probably the smartest driver in the field tonight, hanging out of the chat.
Knowing that we were coming for him. Yeah, well, now we have to wildly speculate about what's in his head. How about that? We'll do that instead.
I don't think we should do that.
Okay. As commentators on this race, we'll refrain from wild speculation about what races are.
I've laid out some bold opinions this year, and that has not worked out in my favor in a couple of cases.
That's just part of your charm.
I got a lot of fans. Oh, no!
Oh, he's into him. But he's not quite into the wall.
Dub
that was
just
79 of Tony Burleson.
Dub just about lost it, but luckily for him, he had a friend to lean on in Tony Burleson there in the final corner, because that thing was going around if that 79 machine was not down to the inside of him.
Well, just like the song says, he might just have a problem that Tony Burleson could understand. And clearly he needed somebody to lean on.
They both nearly had a much bigger problem there.
Yeah.
Good drive for
Here's
Tony to
tough
keep
now.
that thing. Good drive for Tony to keep that thing righted too, because that is a very easy place to lose it when you're not making contact with somebody.
I'll say. Ooh, good cut there from Justin White in the 99 machine. Oh, the 2, excuse me. Quick replay for you. Step back in time. Eyes on Chase Allen. Waifu Chat goes around and around. No, Waifu Chat, no. Saves it. Hot tires, though. Hot tires. Not going to be a situation where Allen can really put the pedal to the metal for a little while. Cooling those off is going to be the name of the game, and even then, that hot patch, you might need some new tires there, Chase Allen.
Yeah,
Or, sorry, I'm going to say Charles Allen.
and we've just seen it time and time again tonight where that truck is probably the most difficult thing to drive out here. Right now you see Shepsis on pit road.
And with Shepsis on pit road, that gives Hoyland an opportunity here. Let's see if Hoyland can close that gap fast enough.
Wait, he's
to
going to get him
his
right
spot. Yep, here it comes.
here. Shepsis just now leaving the box. Going to give a big advantage to the 44 machine of Hoyland for the time being, but Hoyland going to come out with those potentially fresh tires. I'm not sure what he took there. No tires? Okay. This is this might be the lame duck run for Shepsis if he was trying to save those tires.
We're going to have to see here. Hoyland making his way through the bus stop right now. Holding on to the lead in the Xfinity class. Topping things off in the truck series, it's currently Justin White.
Oh man, we almost
William Dove and Bo Condon.
We almost lost Banana again there in the same part of the track.
Banana. You got to stop trying to jump on the windowsill, Banana.
That would be a good excuse for somebody if they wadded it up.
Somebody's cat jump on their steering wheel. That would be a good excuse.
My buddy Mike had that happen earlier this year at Rockingham, of all places, in the Gen 4. Cat did not jump on the steering wheel, though. Cat decided that it was going to jump behind a monitor as I'm actually looking at this happening in real time with our producer through our Grid Vision chat. Cat jumped behind a monitor, pulled a power plug, and Buddy went into turn 1 at Rockingham with no monitor in the middle of a pack of cars. And, oh, man.
Whoa!
Smith just about wadded it up trying to get by those lappers.
That was a hell of a turn. Ooh, big smoke. Little lockup there.
Also, aimed at our producer, it looks like Austin Derbyshire is actually indisposed at the moment, and Karen Derbyshire, his cat, is in charge of the controls.
My God. What are we going to do? We're already getting better coverage.
Oh, no.
We're going to have to hire this cat.
I don't think we can afford to pay this cat what it needs.
Aaron Smith down pit road. That's your race leader. Let's see if Rod Lasso takes the bait. Oh, no, that was Justin White down pit road, but Aaron Smith is also heading down pit road. With Rod Lasso right behind.
Nope.
Everybody tidying things up a little bit. Looks like Smith's getting the freshies.
4 tires and fuel for Smith. See what Rod Lasso takes here. He's going to go with 4 as well.
4 and fuel. They can write the pace of the race for themselves at this point. The two of them can. I think if they stick with each other like highway buddies, it's gonna pay off. All that's gonna affect their race is other drivers. That's what it feels like.
We were also creeping in on we were just past halfway on time as well.
Yeah, we just inched past it there, and it looks like the estimate is just about on. Here at the halfway point, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we get back, we'll break down who is where and how things are going on Grid Vision at the Turkey Trot 2024.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? Doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
And we're back on Grid Vision. It's the Turkey Trot 2024. I'm Joe LaCastro, joining the booth by Sheldon Adkins and down in the truck by Austin Derbyshire. Sheldon, how have you been enjoying the race so far?
So far, so good. I mean, Watkins Glen, it strings out really quick. It's pretty much all about driver talent. Unfortunate break, though, for the second place in the Cup Series running order. Rodolasso just gets way too deep into turn one, clips the curb at the wrong angle, and around she goes, completely butchering any opportunity for him to get to your race leader, Smith, because that is the worst part of the track. You can have a big slide like that. So much speed and momentum lost.
Yeah, and that was, you saw his eagerness to get back on the track there. He was very quick. He did a very fine, Hollywood perfect spin on the spot, and then really worked hard to get back on the track as fast as possible. And that ended up keeping him within about 30 seconds of Aaron Smith, which is something that he was hovering almost around there earlier too, before the race, before we went to break. So let's see how Rodolasso does. I think that might have been maybe the gap in judgment that he needed to maybe wake up and keep it tight for another long drive here. Ooh, 27 of Shepsis goes off wide. Hoyland gets back on as Shepsis sends it a little bit too deep, but he's looking for that second place spot. He's hungry for it. Let's see a replay here of how things are going there. This is a camera on Shepsis. Hoyland just in front of him. Looks for the outside. Last second, switches it up. Loses all that speed in the slide.
I don't think that was necessarily a coming in too hot kind of situation. I think that was I'm right behind the guy and I can't see my marks kind of deal.
Oh, yeah, it looked like very similar. It was probably very similar to that too.
That's one thing that happens here at these road courses and these cars. You can't really see through the car in front of you that well. You kind of drive blind when you're right up on somebody's rear bumper like that. You know, as soon as they click the brakes, you kind of over exaggerate trying to get to yours, and it kind of throws you around.
Yeah, it does. It's that over exaggeration that'll get you. Here's Justin. Excuse me. Yep, Justin White in the pits. He's going to get some fresh ones on. Justin White currently leading your trucks, with William Dove in second, Bo Conant in third. And it looks like we may have lost one other racer. Yep. I think we may have lost Justin Clapper from tonight's race, unfortunately. Looks like he might not be on the field anymore.
Yeah, tough break there.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew when we said it was going to be a 3-hour race at Watkins Glen, you know, you were going to whittle through some cars pretty quick. A lot of these guys stayed in a lot longer than I was expecting them to, and
yeah. There's been some really good racing going on toward the middle and toward the front, but the cars that have been getting hit hard. And if they've been going into the wall, they go into the wall enough that they need to burn up one of them fast repairs as soon as they can. That can get demoralizing, especially if it ends up happening more than once.
personally, I'm just here for the animals. That's
Yeah.
the most exciting. That's the most exciting part for me tonight.
I agree. I think we're all here for racing, but we all could be here for some animals, and we're going to look at Moon right now. Moon is a 5-year-old. Look at that big slobbery face. 5-year-old mixed breed dog, female, shy. Aw, Moon. Be a perfect companion for somebody right there. Let's read a little bit about Moon real quick here while we've got the graphic up in front of me. Where is that document at? Here we go. Moon. Matt Hoyland is the driver for Moon tonight, sponsoring Moon. She's a sweet girl with the most beautiful silver eyebrows that truly make her one of a kind. While a bit shy, her playful and affectionate personality shines through when she feels comfortable. Moon's incredible leash skills are only rivaled with her incredible zoomy skills. To adopt Moon, visit barks.org. That's barcs.org/adopt-dogs if you want to go straight to the page where you can see Moon. Maybe adopt Moon, why not? It'd be great if somebody from tonight's viewers decided to pick up a brand new companion. So consider it tonight. What a conversation that would be. Honey, I finished watching an excellent race as usual on Grid Vision. We're getting a dog.
Sounds like something I'd pull, honestly. I have a tendency of going out into the backyard in the middle of the night and coming back in trying to convince everybody around me that we should absolutely adopt the possum that's hanging out in the trash can.
Yep,
What could
not
go
a
wrong?
bad plan, right, Pop? I think I just heard a crunch. Someone jumped to the pits. Looks like Colby Peterson. They have taken a pit break. Colby Peterson was currently last in the truck series. Was actually quite a few laps down. Was still throwing it around. And looks like, unfortunately, they've had a crash. Getting things hammered out now on pit road. Let's see, eyes on 27 machine of Gregory Shepsis from the inside. Shepsis now, you might remember, is behind Hoyland, but he's only behind by a half a second. So if there was a race to watch right now, this might be the one, folks. This is the battle for first in the Xfinity Series right now. between Matt Hoyland and Gregory Shepsis. Shepsis behind. We got the inside camera here. Takes the wide line, looks for a big drive into the straight. Takes it, follows the line of Matt Hoyland through 7 and 8 and across the line. Yet again, for some reason, I'm thinking about going bowling. But I'm going bowling tomorrow, so that problem has been solved.
Need to have a broadcast where all of our transitions are just bowling animations.
Oh my goodness, yes, please.
Darby, you know what to do.
I'll source them if we can use them. Just say the word. You should know me well enough to know that I only like wholesome, family-friendly bowling animations.
We'll just do it with certain people that we cover on other weekly touring series that wreck a lot. I will leave it broad, and I will not cover any names. But Darby, I know you got a list that you can think of there. There's a lot we can pull from for the Mondays and Fridays.
Right now, our man in the truck's got the camera on our race leader. Oh, he did for a second. Now it's on Matt Rodolasso. Rodolasso now 32 seconds back. They're still on. They're still about 4 laps ahead of the rest of the pack here. So that 33 seconds again can feel like a big gap anywhere else but here. It still feels like a race between the two of them for the lead, even with that big of a gap right now. And we can see the gap not necessarily increasing or decreasing. Pardon me there.
I'll tell you what, the Xfinity field is kind of whittling itself down now. You see Tony Burleson on pit road and throwing in the towel potentially. Leaving just 3 cars in the Xfinity split right now, and it is a battle between Hoyland and Shepsis, still just a 0.6 of a second advantage separating the two of them right now.
Hoyland and Shepsis, yeah, it's so close. Again, I think this is where the battle's at right now. Speaking of Shepsis, he just got passed by our race leader there. And once again, our race leader, Aaron Smith, trying to make the pass on Matt Hoyland. There we go. 1 Cup, 2 Xfinity. Here's the battle, so close right now. Still Hoyland hungry on the tail of Gregory Shepsis, looking for anything he can get. Thought about it, didn't say it.
Same. Multiple times.
Just gonna say that much.
Now, if this was Monday night, absolutely would. But yeah, right now, Sheps is still under heavy fire from Hoyland. Hoyland just following in the tire tracks of that 27 machine. So we work ourselves around the back straightaway here now, coming into turn number 7.
This fight very reminiscent of the battle between Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso earlier on. I keep saying Rat Modelasso, and I know that's not his name. My dyslexia is kicking in hard today, apparently.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
I've had some really fun pronunciations to names this year, so.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm just glad I learned how to pronounce Dave Fuge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not as bad as my worst mess up. I think I called Shaughnessy earlier in the year because I didn't know how to pronounce it. It was very comical. I got roasted for the rest of the week over that.
Yeah, that's good. 7 days worth of roasting.
Yep, absolutely. No, I didn't mess it up that bad.
Hoyland, still hot on the trail, trying to keep things tight with Gregory Shepsis, trying to be better than that, trying to make the pass if he can. Next closest between the two of them is Chase Leahy, who is almost 3 minutes back. So that's about a 2-lap gap between Shepsis and Hoyland, and then the next closest Xfinity car, Chase Leahy. Leahy's got a little bit of a ways to go before he's a contender between those two. So unless the two of them, take a bite out of each other, Leahy's got a lot of distance to cover here. Just had our third disconnection.
I don't think Moon would take a bite out of Shepsis, though.
I don't think so either. I'm saying that might be the only situation in which Chase gets a solid chance to get further up in.
That dog can never take a bite out of him.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to.
That's a good puppers.
No, Moon is shy. We'll see how shy here in a little bit.
The brain rot is starting to take hold.
It's okay, man. You're in good company.
He didn't say good company. He just said your company.
Oh, no, I said good company. Maybe. Maybe I said it out of my bed. You're in good company.
Had to bite his tongue till it bled before he could get the words out.
Yeah, that was me earlier today. I had a root canal earlier today. If I could have accidentally bitten my tongue, I wouldn't even known.
Oh, man, that's the worst.
I'm not going to get too into it, but this guy was great.
You know it is significantly better than a root canal, though? The
What's
corner that Hoyland just had there close up a lot of time to the leader of Shepsis through turn 1. Now trying to maximize with that through the S. It's so tricky to do, though. Car absolutely wants to snap around on you in every square inch of racetrack up there.
Can he do it?
Pretty good launch on the back straightaway. Not going to close up a lot in the bus stop. Pretty equal there. Now through the carousel. It's where we saw these two kind of blows earlier in the race, where we saw the position swap between the two of them. Not able to do it right now, but a really good launch out of the carousel.
Yeah, solid speed. Just two great lines. A lot of mutual respect from Hoyland for the line that Shepsis is drawing here.
Oh yeah, a lot of these guys have run a lot of laps around each other throughout the years.
Not quite enough on the back straight here in order to get the gap closed. Right now, Gregory Shepsis is running on tires that are also a little younger than Hoyland's by about 12 laps.
Hoyland not good through the S's that go around, though. Lost a significant amount of time. Wasn't able to hit the mark on the second bend.
Yeah, that's going to cost him. As we see immediately, it does.
But looking to be a little bit better through the bus stop that time, so going to reel that gap back in just a little bit. Really tight around the carousel.
Right, bouncing back onto the track. The two of them very close still.
Yeah, huge run out of the carousel down the chute into turn 7.
And here comes 8. And across the line, it's still the two of them neck and neck. Though it looks like it's a little bit closer, maybe about 3/10 closer than it was the last time we were here. Let's see, and right now we're talking about Matt Hoyland and we're talking about Gregory Shepsis.
Right now, looking a little bit further back in the pack, showing a little bit of love to the Truck Series leader, White. Out there in the 2 machine, 99 on the board for some reason. Still confused by that, but hey, we roll with it.
We roll with it. We do well here at Grid Vision to roll with it.
With nearly a minute advantage over the Cookie Monster machine, the number 8 of Dove. Which means the Cookie Monster machine should be a couple cars in front. Yep, there he is, going down the back straightaway into the bus stop. And that right there, after those couple cars, just coming out of the S's is your leader. Oh, big slide for Dove into the carousel.
Dove, an aerospace engineer, actually, out in meat space. He's currently racing for his roommate's 2 dogs, Liberty and McGregor. Oh. And his blurb about himself says, "Don't think I've managed to put 3 laps together without crashing." Well, William, you've actually done pretty good tonight.
Yeah, led a lot of the early stages of this thing just by attrition alone.
Yeah,
so looking
absolutely.
pretty good.
The one who stayed.
A little bit, well, significantly behind White right now, but it's a long race. We still got a lot of time left in this thing. Mistakes can be made.
Yep.
Just, you don't want to be the one to make them.
I'd say with a little over an hour to go, being about a minute back does not put you out of contention at all.
I think at this point, we've over doubled the NIS length here.
Just about, yeah.
I think what,
going
NIS
into
was
lap
like
90.
45? Was it? I can't remember. Yeah, 43. So yeah, we have over doubled that.
And it's been a welcome stay. I gotta say, this is a fun track to watch a bunch of racing on. It's like a perfect go-kart track. It's just right with the way that the turns work with the straights.
1 car on pit road, though. Matt Hoyland bringing it down. Pitting from 2nd place.
He's got this. Shepsis stays out for a little bit, though. That's not going to work in Hoyland's favor. But Shepsis is on much, much newer tires. His car covered in bugs right now. Everybody's car covered in bugs, to be fair. We've been out here for a bit.
Yeah, bugs, dirt, marbles, a little bit of everything there.
Oh, true, yeah.
I remember there was one league that used to do custom die casts for everybody who won. I can't remember the name of it, but they used to do like raced version 2. They somehow figured out how to get their hands on the dirt texture for these iRacing paint schemes for when you get late in the race. And they did race version customs. It's pretty neat.
Huh. I could dig that. Alan Smith out in front still, or Aaron Smith out in front still, holding on to that lead he's had since the race start. He was in first, and he's still in first. Matt Rodolasso, now a 43-second gap between the two of them. Rodolasso cruising in the 49 machine with the anime girls on it, out of Laurel Springs, New Jersey.
Oh, Condon really wide through turn 1. I thought he was going to go up and smack the Armco there for a second.
Condon, of course, is our two more for Trooper charity organization founder and the owner of RL Productions.
Been a quiet race for Bo.
Has been.
No real big hit. Oh no!
What did you do?
I did it. No.
What did you do?
You gotta be kidding. Oh, for Pete's sake. I can't even get the words out of my mouth anymore.
You're fired.
Might as well be. I'm sorry, Bo.
Yeah, we had to say something, and that's our patron also. And there you go, wrecking his race for him.
I do have to say, a tip of the hat to a lot of these guys for their merges back on track. after they've been having incidents, because a lot of guys are just sending it out and cause a big old pile up. These guys have been pretty adamant about not throwing it back on track when there's cars coming through.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of awareness too from the other racers on the track to when someone is off. They've been avoiding pretty well. We haven't seen a stack up in any situation aside from the beginning.
Oh, it continued.
Ooh, that's just a
Oh, Bo,
that's
come
just
on,
a 1-2
bud.
punch. Oof. Yep, not ideal.
Damaged truck. Obviously, the steering's gone on it.
Whoa.
That was
one more time.
That reminded me of almost reminded me of David Rudiman's flip here.
Let's see it.
Yeah, no steering at all. You see him turning it hard to the left. The truck not going with him.
Ah, and in the Red Ranger suit too. Unfortunate twist here. Here's Dove.
Oh, the other guy said was running a clean race.
In the same spot too. Bus stop.
Oh, what a job wrangling that truck though and keeping it out of trouble.
Absolutely. Safe spot just on the inside of the line. Probably the best spot on that exit that he could have been to go back on the track. But luckily there was no one around. Let's look around and see who we've got to see right now. Chase Leahy. Back over to Gregory Shepsis. Shepsis, 34 seconds ahead of Matt Hoyland.
I would say it is taking everything in me not to refer to Chase as Mr. Leahy. Oh, okay, sweet. So it's good.
I am the liquor.
What's up, Rand?
Ramsey Bo Bandsy.
I'm hoping we get a call back next time they do something because we've gone off the rails here.
Yep, we'll see. It's all right. We gotta bring the heat sometimes, and that's what we do.
No, Mr. Leahy, keep it in between the lines. You don't want to get that grass.
No, don't do it, Mr. Leahy. He's got this.
Nice and solid through the bus stop. Good entry. Good
Bus
hop
stop's
over
been
the curb.
Killing people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, before we see anybody else go into the wall, let's send it to commercial, and we'll come right back here on Grid Vision.
Possibly with people in the wall.
Awesome.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids, be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
We're back on Grid Vision with the Turkey Trot 2024, brought to you by RL Productions Exhibition Tour. or as part of the RL Production Exhibition Tour. Excuse me. I'm Joe LaCastro, joined in the booth by Sheldon Atkins, and down in the truck by Austin Derbyshire. We've had a pretty good race, approaching 100 laps now. Right now, cameras on Aaron Smith II, cruising his way, still in first place, at the place he's been since the beginning of this race. Matt Rodolasso behind him by 46 seconds, probably the largest gap they've had so far, as the two of them are still several laps ahead of the rest of the pack. Let's break it down, though. Aaron Smith first in the Cup Series right now. Gregory Shepsis first in the Xfinity Series, followed closely by Matt Hoyland. I say closely, but the gap has actually increased now to 30 seconds. So it was a much closer fight earlier, but Gregory Shepsis and Matt Hoyland currently fighting it out in the Xfinity Series, and Justin White leading your Truck Series right now. Justin White, lap ahead of William Dove in second.
We got one stop in here in the bus stop. I can't quite pull a number on who that is. It's a red truck back there, though.
That's Colby Peterson.
Yes, Peterson.
Peterson has made his way ahead of where some of the other races who ended up with unfortunate DNFs have been. So he's secured a better position for himself, but it looks like it was a tough situation.
Yeah, he was getting out of the leader's way there, because you see the 70 machine, the bright yellow car flying through there. I think he was pulling off the track so he wouldn't hold those guys up. Probably not confident in his capabilities through the bus stop, which is a very easy corner to get shy of here at Watkins Glen, especially after you've been doing it for 2 hours. Got 1 hour left in this thing, man. It's really flown by.
I don't blame you. Yeah, honestly, it really has been. We've got an hour left. It feels like it's not going to be enough time. I still feel like there's more to be said about the Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso battle at the beginning. I think that Matt Hoyland versus Gregory Shepsis is going to come up again for round 3 or 4 at this point. There is a caution still yet to be thrown during this race that could throw the whole thing into calamity for either Smith or Rodolasso or Shepsis or Hoyland. These are all situations that can and will occur. Right now, in my view, I've got the 99 going sideways. That's the 99 machine of Justin White. He's the race leader in the Truck Series. It looks like he just ran off for a second. He crashed for a second. Still holding on to the lead, obviously, though. He's a full lap ahead of William Dove, so it's not going to be much, it's not going to lose too much there. Let's see what happens. Let's stop.
Yeah, that right there is just a little too hot entering. Looked like he had a little bit of wheel spin. Probably, it's easy to miss the rev match coming into the bus stop and drop it down into the third a little too quick and completely lose the back end stability.
Yeah.
Easy mistake, but he breezed through it pretty quick.
Manages to make it work. I mean, not obviously ideally, you don't want to spin out, but he held a spot. He waited for his moment, got back on the track. He's still a lap ahead.
You see Smith with a commanding lead over second place. I've completely lost myself. Rodolasso. There we go.
That's fine. I've been just settling on how to say the name just so I can make sure I don't stutter over it all night, and that's been the best I've got for him right now. I'll try to get that corrected if I ever see him on track again.
I think this is going to be really interesting here. Like, you see a big advantage between these two, but we talked about the caution coming out a little bit later on in this thing before we're done. It's the end of a 3-hour event. Everybody has been out here working as hard as they can to get the most out of these cars. Get a late race caution, re-rack them, restack them. How much chaos are we expecting coming into turn 1? Because we know that the bumpers can come into play with these cars really quick. We've seen it all year. How much do you want to get this win? How bad do you need it?
Yeah, you asked me what will we see in turn 1. I think you've already seen a preview of what we see in turn 1. We see a little stack up in the back. I think you're going to have the guys who get, because we start this with the parade lap, so it's almost impossible to say the front's going to stack up in turn 1. But I do think that the back of the pack still is at a high risk to be very aggressive, especially on a restart, just considering how the race started and how the race might end. You're going to see people who want these battles, and they want them now. And so, yeah, I'm not going to flip. I wouldn't flip a coin on it. I'd flip a weighted coin, maybe. But I wouldn't give you 50-50 on it. It's going to be 60-40 that there's going to be a wreck in turn 1.
Also, I think the track temps are dropping here, too. You see the clouds getting really thick now. The track surface pretty much solid dark from the shade.
There you go right there.
down now to 99 degrees, ambient temp down to 78. Place is going to go through some big changes.
Yes, sir. Track temps cooling means faster cars, but it's always not necessarily with the older tires a good thing, I don't think. What is school me for a second here. What is the cooler track going to do to these guys?
All right, so you got to think of it like this. Cooler track means you got, so what makes a hot track so slick is the most important thing we got to get into first. The reason a hot track is slick, you got all that oil. You know, you've walked on a paved road before in the middle of summer. You see how it's got kind of that oily sheen from the oils inside of the asphalt working its way up through the surface.
Right.
And then when you get a cold track, you know, that kind of stuff that kind of seeps up through the pores goes right back down to where it belongs. Track's a little bit drier, a little bit less slick, a little more abrasive even. So right now, kind of a godsend for these guys on the older stuff, but the problem is when you have a colder track, you can get to the gas quicker, you can get to the brakes later. You know, you feel like Superman on a cooler surface. So you end up wearing your stuff a little bit more than you would in the heat. So it's kind of like a lesser of two evils kind of scenario as to what you prefer as a driver.
Right. Sounds like it. Do you prefer a little more grip and a little more tire wear, or do you prefer the road to be a little more giving and for you to have to work around that?
On ovals, it's significantly easier to explain because a cold track, you know, you'll just expect the car to build tighter. Slick track, you'll expect it to build looser.
That's some catch, that catch 22.
I'm not catching much of anything myself right now.
Certainly not 22.
I'm just not going to say anything nice about any of these drivers again because I've jinxed a few of them, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, but I have two. Like it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. We're gonna talk about someone we're looking at, and then fate's gonna conspire to just have them hit the wall. It's just we have to accept as commentators. This is the dangers of the real danger of our job. I think this is where I feel at most danger. Let's while we're going around and talking, I got another. Going to recap some of our sponsors for the Turkey Trot 2024. Once again, let's talk a little bit more about the Two More for Trooper again. As if you're joining us later in the broadcast, Two More for Trooper is a social advocacy group in memory of the Condon family's dog Trooper, who passed away at a young age due to idiopathic epilepsy. So tonight. Oh no! Oh, bad time for that.
On in with a huge slide through turn one. Head on into the inside wall. He's attempting, it looks like, to bring it around backwards back to pit road because he knows it's going to pop, but he's going to end up taking the toe instead.
Wow. Well, let's talk about his charity while he's in pit road. I'm sure now would be a good time to mention the charity Two More for Trooper. Tonight, 100% of the proceeds raised by Two More for Trooper will go to Barks Animal Shelter and the American Red Cross. Two More for Trooper's motto is do good boy stuff for do-gooders. To enter the charity sweepstakes and to see all the great prizes you could win, text Trooper to 406-302-5086. That's Trooper to 406-302-5086. Back to the race, Aaron Smith out front now has an almost 1 minute lead on Matt Rodoloso, who again I think might just be happy for second place at this point. I would be, with less than an hour left in the race, holding on to a several lap lead over the rest of the pack and just sitting behind the first place. I'll take second.
Oh, we watch the replay here. You see Dove on pit road, gets to the bus stop a little too hard, head on into that outside wall, engine gone immediately. You see the black smoke puff up, then no movement after that. It's a long tow from that part of the racetrack too. He's going to be a handful of laps down by the time he gets back on the circuit.
Yeah, he's got to go all the way around. It's going to be a 4-minute tow, 5-minute tow. Long time.
That basically hands it to White because everybody else is quite a few handful of laps down in his division or out of the race.
Yeah, White is in a good position here. Charles Allen's still on. He wants the spot though. Looks like Allen makes the pass. Come on, waifu car.
Oh no.
Whoop. See, now it's my turn to stop trying to catch something.
Yeah, well, that's a hard truck to miss right there.
Yep, it looks like they moved Allen back down to third there.
You see Dove just get launched back into his pit box. That means he's off of the tow. Fast repair done. Back on the track he goes.
He's moving.
Unfortunate break for Dove, though. Had been running such a clean race with, very minimalistic mistakes. Led a lot of the first stages of the event. But get himself worked back out here on track, clean slate. Let's try and dig, find something else.
Time will tell. Let's see what the situation is between him and Charles Allen at this point.
Yep, here comes Smith down pit road in the banana yellow number 70.
That means we'll probably see Matt Rodolasso follow right behind.
And Rodolasso only so far behind just because he had that big slide coming through turn 1 earlier in this race. No real opportunity to recover. And how about Hoyland? 18.5-second advantage over second place Gregory Shepsis.
Really solid night for Hoyland so far. He managed to get his spot.
Taking Moon on one heck of a ride here around Watkins Glen.
Let's see. And it looks like Rodolasso did not pit.
Well, we saw that a lot too with the Monday night and Friday night races here, where guys would just stay out really late and it would work. It worked for Garrett Maines every time on the road courses this year in the Cup car.
Just stay out. That's fair. Not needing to take pits with the Cup car would change the strategy quite a good deal.
Well,
the tires, sorry.
You don't necessarily have to get the tires, Like I said, we saw Garrett Maines run off to 20-second leads with Sean Conklin in tow, and neither one of them would take tires. They just come in, splash a little bit of fuel in it. They'd low fuel it late in the race, and the difference maker for them was really just who had the lightest fuel load.
Seeing that, we might see a little bit of that strategy. Oh, Matt Rodalasso's in now. He's getting fixed up. As Allen makes the pass on that 17. Aaron Smith out in front. Here comes Rodolasso down the pits.
Tell you what, man, Smith has run an absolutely perfect race thus far.
Smith has, yeah. Very, 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 very clinical. By the numbers, very good.
You see,
and I mean that as a compliment.
You see White work his way out of pit road there a second ago. Truck Series leader.
Now he's back on. He had a little bit of a turnaround.
Somebody blew up down there on the bottom. I think that was, was it Bo again? No, it was Peterson.
Is it Kobe Peterson?
Yep. It's been a really rough night for Peterson.
It really has been, yeah.
Just didn't quite have the speed that he was looking for, and you just, when you don't have it, you just try it too hard sometimes, and you put yourself into bad positions, and with the truck especially, it's a bad place to be because these things are just so finicky here for some reason.
We've been seeing that all night long with these truck drivers. They've probably had some of the worst luck out of all
There
the
you
drivers so
see,
far.
Right there, you saw your Cup and Xfinity drivers running 1-2 on track. See Smith there in the yellow machine. That's Hoyland right behind.
Yep.
And Smith working on putting his second place competition. Rodolasso a lap down.
We briefly had all three on the screen there. As we get eyes on Matt Rodolasso. Ooh.
You see Bo diving out of the way. Doesn't want to be a nuisance to these guys going through the bus stop.
It's always tricky to me when you're the... I'm sorry, go on.
That's one thing I'll give these guys credit for, man. There's been a lot of courtesy and give and take in this race all night long.
I was about to comment on that. There has been a lot of give and take, guys getting out of the way. I always freak out when I'm in a race like this and there's a car behind me that's faster than me. I always, you know, I know it's their responsibility to make the safe pass, but I always try to think, I want to give you so much room. Where do I need to go? Where can I go for you? And I'll usually end up getting on the horn and asking. Do you want me to go high or low?
Yeah, I've noticed the fine art with road racing of not necessarily giving it to the guy behind you, and they typically blow it within a corner or two of getting to you.
I've only done a little bit of multi-class racing, but that's very much what it was like.
You see the 49 machine work his way up the hill. Looking at the pace car now. Beautiful Porsche.
Yeah,
that RO Productions has fielded here for Watkins Glen.
That is the personal car. That is the personal car of our technical producer, Austin Derbyshire.
Yeah.
He loves driving them more than anything.
Porsche is his favorite brand. He absolutely loves them. He thinks everything that they make is completely revolutionary to the automotive industry. He really loves how they've sold the same car for the past 50 years.
Right now, we're back on the lead. Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith back on the lead here. He looks like he is almost poised to lap Matt Rodolasso. Is that the case?
Yeah, it appears to be such. I don't see Rodolasso outrunning that 70 machine at this point because, I mean, Smith has just had this place figured out since they dropped the flag. And he has done a great job. As you see
stupid fast pass right there. Very clean, though.
It's terrifying when these guys pass through the S's.
God, he knows the line to pass with, and he hits it like a pro every single time. He's poised to lap the other leader right now, Matt Rodolasso. It's been really fun to watch Aaron Smith, though. Like, sometimes when you get a dominant run, you just start to see, you think, he's just going to run away with it. But he's had traffic to deal with constantly. Everyone is very spread out across this racetrack. And watching Aaron Smith weave his way through all of the slower traffic and maintain this lead has been very, very exciting to watch.
Trying to remember at what point are we supposed to get that last yellow?
Well, it's with about a half an hour left in the race, roughly
9 minutes.
We got about
9 minutes.
About 9 minutes. Let's see.
Oh, we got one off the track back there, outside of the carousel.
With a shot from the Porsche blimp camera.
It's Dove again.
Dove once more with the off track, unfortunately. Big Tokyo drift.
You know, if he'd been in a Porsche. Good job recovering, though. That thing. Good job recovering, though, because that thing should have absolutely knocked down the fence.
Yeah. That would have, yeah, he would have eaten it.
Oh
Back
my
at it
gosh.
again.
Yeah, just a couple car lengths now separating Rod Lasso from the leader of Smith. But in the opposite fashion of how we saw it for the first half of the race, as Smith is about to put that 49 machine lap down.
Did you see Smith just then?
Wait, that's the last car in the field that he has not lapped yet. I need to point that out real quick.
Yeah, it's true. Watching the cockpit camera on Smith is like watching pod racing. Like the way that his wheel inputs work and the way that he's throwing this car into this course is just exciting. Just really something else. It is Anakin yellow, it's true. It's working.
You're watching a true master at work here with this 70 machine.
Truly. Sometimes
Keep it on.
Just for a little bit, let's watch him take a lap. Sometimes when you just know you're in the right presence, you just gotta watch and study a little bit. God, look at that save.
I got stuff I can point out here too. Not necessarily through the S's, because the S is kind of a gradual turn in. Bus stop, not going to be much to show there either, aside from just how, keep it together, brother. Just how, a little wall tap doesn't, no harm, no foul. It's better than the alternative, because you hit that little lip in the curb that tries to throw you. But you see what you're seeing here. You see him kind of flick that wheel before he actually gets into the corner.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see it, especially when we come into 7 and 8. A little bit of counter steer there. Try to keep the thing back under him.
Yeah.
See right here, he's going to yank this wheel about a tenth of a second before he actually starts his turn in. What he's doing is he's loading up. They call that grip flicking. It's also referred to in other realms as the Scandinavian flick. It's where you kind of throw a little bit of wheel into it right when you go to get to the brakes to kind of preload at the front of the car into the corner to get the car ready to turn, to help with that weight transfer a little bit. There's other tricks you can do too, like pulling out of the throttle a little bit early to kind of bring that nose to the weight to the nose of the car, and a handful of tricks, but you see every one of them on display right now with the 70 machine, and that's honestly probably the difference maker.
He really does throw it into like that every turn. I came from the world of rally initially with sim racing, and I would never quite master the Scandinavian flick myself. It's a good way to get a bit of a handbrake turn started without needing to use the handbrake.
Right in front of him.
That's going to give him a really good advantage here on Rodolasso.
No, back to the, before he gets his pass set up, back to the flick. That right there, that is the difference maker too, especially all the way up to pro. And it's not just road courses. It's anything. Anything you put on the track on here, you can utilize that, and it makes all the difference. I'm terrible at it, so that's why my stats are horrible these days.
Dove.
Dove, the first half of this race was absolutely perfect. In the second half, it's just come apart for that 8 machine. But
there it is.
There's the caution.
The yellow is out. We've hit 30 minutes left in the race.
And the big changer here is Rodolasso just barely keeps his lap before the caution comes out.
Oh, barely too. And it wasn't any fault of the caution.
Which means Smith is not going to be able to easily run away with this thing. If the caution had came out while Rodolasso was a lap down, he'd have to take the lucky dog, which would put him at the tail end of the field. Luckily for him, though, you don't have to worry about the lucky dog. He can line up right next to the 70 machine like nothing even happened. Clean slate for the 49.
So we've got 3 classes. That means we've got 3 leaders, folks. Aaron Smith is currently leading in the Cup cars. Matt Hoyland leading in Xfinity. And Justin White is currently leading the charge in the trucks. We're going to send it to commercial during this yellow, and we'll be right back to finish up this race here on Grid Vision. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? Doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Welcome back to Grid Vision tonight as we cover the, cover RL Productions Exhibition Tour Turkey Trot 2024. I was trying to get it out. My brain just shorted out hard as I was trying to get out all those words at once. I'm Joe Castro, joined by Sheldon Atkins, down in the truck by Austin Derbyshire. Hope you all are doing well tonight, folks. We've been doing great.
Something happened to Dove there under caution.
Oh.
Like, right there through the bus stop, we get a replay because he's missing a fender right now.
Whoa.
I don't know what happened, but that, or not Dove, actually, that looked like white. You see his right front fender is absolutely destroyed. Steering's knocked out. Something happened to him through the bus stop there under yellow.
Oh, no.
We just came back to it, and I just saw him streak through the bottom of the camera.
Well, I hope they, hope he's able to get back out on the track fast. It looks like we got some people pitting still, so there might be a chance for him here. Here he goes.
Oh.
Ooh, super hot.
First mistake he has made all night, and it is a doozy.
Yeah. All under caution, too. Yeah, just really threw it into that turn. I guess maybe he couldn't read the speed in front of him.
Absolutely lucky that there's multiple fast repairs on tap, and we're not going green just yet. And he's a lap ahead of his second place competitor right now, the 8 machine of Dove. Now, he's certainly lucky that he didn't pop the motor, because if he'd have popped the motor, that'd have been race over for him, realistically.
Yeah. But yeah, with 10, I haven't been keeping track, and I don't think we get a very good insight into how many fast repairs these guys have used, but I know almost everybody's used some. It looks like they may have extended the caution. Yep. The caution's been extended here a little bit, so we are going to have a little bit more time for the guys to get back on track. Sounds like that accident might have been taken into account there.
Well, 2.5 hours of excellent white knuckle racing. Going to come down to a 30-minute shootout for who's going to come out on top with this thing tonight. You got Smith and Rodolasso, the two up here on the lead lap for the Cup Series. Well, looks like a handful of guys got laps back, potentially.
Little bit. Taking a look back.
Maybe not.
Nope, don't think so.
Yeah, the scoring still has me.
Yeah. Matt Rodolasso narrowly missing out on losing a lap before the caution. We're talking by seconds, folks, of losing his position and getting lapped by the current race leader, Aaron Smith. He was very close to that position before the yellow came out, and as soon as it did, boom, he's back around to the front, and he's back on the lead lap.
Yeah, if there
And
was
he's still on the lead lap.
another half a lap to go on that deal, it'd be a different story for Rodolasso right now.
It really would be. That's all I was going to take. He lost a lot of speed due to a little wreck in front of him, and it was all Smith's game at that point. Okay, the lights are out, which means the next time around, in about a minute and change, we're going to get going here.
Yeah, lights are out on the Austin Derbyshire Porsche pace car.
That's right. License plate just says Derby on it.
Yeah. It actually says Darbs with a Z.
Darbs, yeah, thank you. Correct.
And I have word that Karen is actually the one driving. A wonderful pet. Noted.
I do love a cool vanity plate. Who we got? Who are we riding along with here? Oh, we're riding along with the pace car?
Pace car. Yeah, this
All
is,
right. Man, you're going to watch for Radalasso making a crazy jump on this. He's going to really want to get that spot.
It's going to be a tough order for him. The main thing for him is going to want to be survival through turn 1 on that outside line.
The outside,
or to try and thread in behind Smith, because you don't want to get in a situation up top going into turn 1 here at Watkins Glen where you're trying to outbrake each other. It doesn't go well.
Right. Now it's Smith setting the pace with the pace car, keeping pace with the pace car, I should say. It's Davis Stanley close in behind them, I think.
And also, lost with this battle for the Cup car, but should not be ignored, is the battle for the Xfinity race. Shepsis and Hoyland have been so competitive with each other. Now they're both getting to fire this thing off on an even slate. What's gonna come out of that? Because we've seen those two absolutely hound each other, pun intended, all race long.
And we've had, at different points in time, we've had two really good sets of battles. I think the Radalasso-Smith battle and the Shepsis-Hoyland battle, and seeing them both happen simultaneously is going to be like having two big screens set up watching two separate fights, both at the same time. Two separate prize fights at the same time. The car is off. The green flag is waving, and we are go yet again on Grid Vision. There goes Smith out to the front. He takes that spot. Radalasso on the outside. How does he do? Ooh, big lockup from the 420. Damian Neeson goes off. But everybody else keeps it on. Come on, Banana. Come on, Nanners.
Radalasso breathing down the neck of Smith as they work their way up through the S's, trying to find a line. Swings tight, a little bit of dirty air. Going to put him into the Armco barrier. Going to be able to regroup. Hopefully there's not too much damage on that 49 machine.
I thought maybe there would be more wrecking. There was not a lot of bumping and grinding, just that big lockup there.
Looked like we had one car hit the barrier in the middle of the back straightaway. So they work themselves through the chute now out of the carousel. Smith with a huge advantage, and around goes the 49 hard into the inside wall.
That's Radalasso, and that's going to be it for his race for the lead. He's just going to try to get the car probably down pit road at this point. That was a pretty hard bang.
Real heavy contact. You see the right front tire knocked out of alignment, locking up, trying to get into the corner, up into the sand trap now.
Oh, man. It's going to be a tow if he can't get it around that corner safely.
He's going to be able to get it back. He's going to be able to get it back down pit road, but it is absolutely meatballed right now. He is, as far as competition for the win goes, he's out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a battle between Aaron Smith and, well, not much of a battle when it's 5 laps. It's Aaron Smith's game right now. Unless Aaron Smith does what Matt Radalasso did, it's going to be him and him alone.
Right now, the battle that you're going to keep your eyes on is going to be Shepsis versus Hoyland. Hoyland with the advantage right now by 0.5 of a second, but Shepsis is right there in the shadows, lurking, waiting to mount a charge.
I was just thinking the same thing. This is now a Shepsis-Hoyland prize fight. This is the title card.
They're right on board with Shepsis through the carousel, down the chute. Better corner that go round for Hoyland. Gets a really good launch. Was it net into coming into 7? Little on the curbs is going to give a little bit of advantage to Shepsis, and here he comes back to him in 8.
Good surge. Good surge from Shepsis. He holds on to the bumper, doesn't let it go. Cross the line, going into the first turn here. Here come the braking zones. Let's see what happens. Shepsis pulls it up.
Really good entry. Can he make it stick through exit, though? Good launch, but Hoyland going to get a little bit better coming out of turn 1.
Touch of geometry there working in Hoyland's favor. Now coming up through the S's.
You see Sheps
Better
gets really
lines.
tight. Running in the wake of Hoyland through the S's. It's the only part of the track in the Xfinity car where the dirty air really seems to factor in. So he's going to close it back up here in the bus stop. They're going to get really aggressive, slamming it over the curbs. Just about loses it. Look at how much that car was yawed out.
Crazy aggression. I could see it when I saw how hot he was going into the bus stop there. I thought, no way. And it was just enough for him to hold on, just enough for him to counter steer and keep that car going straight when he came out of the bus stop there.
Here comes the 49 out of pit road. Potentially out of something even worse than that. See him coming in one. A little bit of a lockup. Hits that curb.
Replay.
Round she goes. Keep it off the wall. Does a good job keeping it off, but insult to injury for Rodolasso right now.
Yep. That might have been a cold tire situation. Just driving it too hard on cold ones. Trying to get back up to speed. Let's check in on the current title card. You know what? If this wasn't the title card, it's just the best match on it right now. We got Shepsis and Hoyland. Hoyland holding on to this lead, driving not necessarily defensively, just driving hard. And Shepsis staying close behind, unable to kind of find his spot right now to be aggressive. Aside from
huge gains
the bumper
there on entry, but blew the second half of the bus stop. Sheps is going to lose a little bit of time here, but trying to get it back in the carousel. Right now, if you're Hoyland, the thing that you absolutely need to do is you need to find a way to get past that 17 machine of Davis Stanley in front of you. You got to find a way to clear that Ford Mustang so that you can build some kind of a buffer between you and Shepsis.
Yeah, he really needs it, and he needs it today. But I don't think he has the horsepower to get it. That's the problem.
No, the advantage of the car is playing into the favor of Davis Stanley, which is hurting Hoyland, but helping Shepsis, because Shepsis is getting a second chance at life every lap that 17 machine's in front. Here he comes. He's going to try and give him the bumper in one. Going to get the 44 loose. The 44 does a good job keeping it under him. Hoyland going to hold strong through the S's.
Holding strong. Shepsis staying on it, trying to hold on to that preferred line. Just wants to keep his nose directly in between the taillights of Hoyland. Stanley, great on the straights. Bit of a different braking zone. That's messing with Hoyland every single time. Here it comes now. 6.543, the braking zone's hit. They all crunch up. This accordion effect has got to be having an effect on Hoyland's mind at this point. When will it break?
Here comes Hoyland trying to stick the nose down to the inside now. Davis gonna kind of roll it up the track a little bit, knowing that the 44 machine's faster and that he's actually fighting for something right now. They're gonna be side by side down the chute into turn number 7.
This is where maybe the braking zones will come into play. Not quite. It looks like Hoyland's gonna tuck it in instead.
Yeah, Hoyland not able to get the run off to be able to cross him over and get the position. He's going to have to fight with the 27 machine another lap. Here comes Davis, though, bringing it down to the bottom, giving him the spot this time as they come into turn number 1.
Will Davis go for the block, or will he let these two Xfinity cars duke it out?
Oh, Davis is going to put a fight on him here into 1. He's going to slide.
Oh, contact!
Turn the 44
it's contact.
Machine.
Hoyland's around. Shepsis gets the move.
Oh, Shepsis is going to slow down.
Stopped.
He's letting him get it back together.
Shepsis wants a fight.
Yeah.
Not like this, he says. Not like this.
Caution. They threw the yellow for that.
Interesting. Okay. Caution's out after an unfortunate yet interesting outcome wreck. Hoyland turned around by Davis Stanley. Stanley and Hoyland around. Shepsis on the outside.
I'll tell you what, from an excitement level, I think that throwing the caution there, that was an absolute race-saving deal, because this right here was an incredible fight that we were witnessing, and unfortunately broken up by somebody that was in a different class. Just a rough lockup for Davis Stanley, trying to run the bottom because he doesn't want to lose too much time. Slid up into the 44 machine just a little bit because those front tires locked, and around she went, but another chance at life for these guys. Another chance at life for Rodolasso as well in the 49 machine.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to wonder about situational and racetrack awareness. How much did Davis Stanley know about the battle going on behind him? He probably knew it was close from what he could see in his rear view. But with the actual amount of aggression going on, he would have seen Hoyland over and over and over in his rearview mirror. And at that point, you've got to be thinking, hey, even though I'm in a car that's a cup car ahead of the Xfinity car, I should just give him the spot. Like, just let them duke it out. Let them take each other out rather than you trying to prove something or trying to race harder. He's 5 laps behind Aaron Smith.
Yeah, but also at the same time too, though, on the same token, you know, these guys are out here to race. You know, it's give and take is appreciated. It isn't always earned, and it's not required.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm more of the give when I see, you know, 2 tussling honey badgers. I give them some distance. And then later, you take, because the honey badgers run each other off the road.
And also, that was a class act from Shepsis, too, because he could have just absolutely just slammed the loud pedal when those 2 got around and just drove by it and, you know, pretending like nothing even happened.
Yeah.
You know, wanting a good fight, he rolls out of the gas knowing that it was an unfair situation that the 44 of Hoyland was put in. And Hoyland, who's ran such a great race, you know, classy move by the 27 machine of Shepsis to give him the opportunity, if the caution hadn't come out, to still be able to mount a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you want to see about getting Shepsis up here in the booth while they're on the yellow?
Yeah, sure.
Or is that another me thing? Okay.
No,
Let's see about it. Let's see if we can get Gregory Shepsis. Is he available? I don't see his name right now.
Hoyland's up there.
It's okay.
Hoyland's
I was hoping we could get
that
a
might be
chance.
interesting.
Who's up there? Hoyland?
Hoyland's
Yeah,
up there.
let's get Hoyland up here, back again. If we could, please. Hello, Matt Hoyland. Do you hear us?
Oh, sorry. I've got race control going on. It definitely missed.
We'll let you finish that. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's okay. It's just because Bo's talking over the chat, trying to organise the cars. I can't hear you guys over him. That's all.
Okay. We just wanted to get your thoughts on that unfortunate turn that you just had there with Davis Stanley in the fight with Gregory Shepsis.
Yeah, just I think it was just unlucky. I mean, obviously, we are fighting for P3 overall with Davis, or we were, but I think he's just gained a lap on us now. But yeah, just unfortunate. I didn't really have much of a choice but to go for that move because Greg was all over me, and I think Davis just locked up a little bit. But it is what it is. No hard feelings. Just wrong place, wrong time for me. But yeah, we've got a chance to go again now, me and Greg. So no, I'm done.
I'm glad. Excellent. I'm glad there's no hard feelings. We saw that accordion effect that you were in the middle of, and we weren't envious of you at all. But we're glad that now that everybody's back around, it looks like you guys are still driving. The cars still feel good under you?
Yeah, the car's fine. It was a very, very light contact. It just wrong moment. All the weight was on the outside, so the slightest touching around it went. But yeah, no contact aside from that, thankfully.
All right, well, we're glad to hear it. We'll send you back to your box, but thank you for letting us pick your brain for a minute there.
Yeah, no worries, guys.
All right, Matt, take care and good luck with the rest of the race.
Cheers, thank you.
All right, that was straight from the horse's mouth. Matt Hoyland giving us a insider point of view into that situation, and it was just like we read it. They were just trying to get out from around, racing for overall third, and then a little bit of the slightest touch, you're going to put each other around. But the car's good, so let's keep racing.
And that right there, too, that's something I wasn't really thinking about. It's completely lost, you know, to the fact that we're in different classes is the fact that there is an overall finishing position, third place. You know, Davis was, you know, it's not like he was out there racing nobody, you know. He was racing for his position as well, so.
Now we've only got about 13 minutes left in the race so far. The race will be ending at 9 p.m. Eastern. So remember the estimate you see on the laps, that was just the estimate. We're going for another 13 minutes here, no matter what you see there. And right now, after 13 minutes, Aaron Smith is after 13 minutes, it looks like it's going to be Aaron Smith in your race lead with the lead in the Cup cars. The overall race looks like this. Aaron Smith, followed by Matt Rodolasso, followed by Davis Stanley. If we're looking across the top three, though, we got Aaron Smith, Gregory Shepsis leading in the Xfinity cars, and let's see, Justin White leading in the trucks.
Also, what a great race Justin White has ran so far. Only
indeed.
The only mistake he made was under yellow, which I guess worked out in his favor. 2 laps ahead of the second place car of Dove, and he's just been out there running. Nice, quiet run for him, and keeping all the corners on it most of the time.
I've just got one more quick ad read to do while we're getting this last yellow done here. Tonight's event is presented by TLC Incorporated. TLC is the premier service provider for lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, and drainage solutions in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Transform your home into a showcase in just one day with a new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, an energy-efficient outdoor lighting landscape, or the healthiest backyard in the business. A little lawn goes a long way with TLC. Head to tlcincorporated.com for more information. Boom! I sound like the Costco guys when I say that. This race has been boom, not doom.
This has been, when we saw how low the car count it was, for a second, I was like, oh man, these guys have put on a really good show for nearly 3 hours. And this is where it's going to get dicey. We're going to go green with just 10 minutes left in this event. And you got some pretty big positions that these guys are battling for here.
Absolutely. Watching everything stack up a second time before the race's end wasn't what we expected, but here comes the green flag. It's waving now, and we are go yet again here on Grid Vision. Aaron Smith holds on to that lead. Rodolasso on the outside again. He safely makes it through. Let's see if everybody else does.
Oh, Sheps is up on the outside coming into turn 1.
Ooh. Safely through. It was a little bit wide there, but it looks like everyone's good. Colby Peterson is able to make it through in the back of the pack there. Up here at the front, Smith and Rodolasso only 0.3 apart.
Now here's the question: does that 49 machine of Rodolasso have anything for Smith? Only 10 minutes left to figure it out. See if you got it. Not much time left. That's just a handful of laps here at Watkins Glen.
We'll see. We'll see. And we have a second battle, of course, that we've been holding on to for most of this race. That's the Hoyland-Shepsis battle. That's still occurring. That's at 0.3 of a second as well.
Yeah, Hoyland finding himself back up to the advantage now over Shepsis. Shepsis running wide back there, second place for the class. Good move for Hoyland to be able to just get himself recalculated after getting spun like that. Get locked back into it and get back up there to that point.
He's got it.
Work themselves around my favorite. That's Banana there.
Banana!
Oh no, Banana!
What did you say? Had to do it. It's been you all night. It's barely been me. It's been you all night.
Oh, man.
Banana. Oh, Matt Rodolasso actually just pit his car because it looks like he had a crash as well. That would be Matt Rodolasso, our second place car. Matt Rodolasso. Let's see what happened there. Rodolasso
go
cuts
wide.
the curb.
Good entry. It has to be exit. Yep, gets over that curbing at just the wrong angle and snap over steer head on into the tire pack. And like I said earlier, you hit the tire pack, man. That is an engine, and that's going to be about a minute and 30-second tow at the minimum.
Yeah. That's going to be the race for Matt Rodolasso in terms of competing for first place. Davis Stanley, still 4 laps behind Aaron Smith, is not quite in a position unless Smith decides to do something and then he can make up 4 laps worth of time. But with only 8 minutes left to go in the race, I have to say that's not very likely.
There you go. You see one Cup cars run out of the way here, letting these Xfinity drivers go for the fight. Sheps is still breathing down the neck of the 44 machine of Hoyland. In the tail of the night, these two.
Yep, it really has been. Like we said, there's been a whole cart full of battles going on here, but this is the one to watch.
Really good through the S's. Clips the fence a little bit, though. Losing all that time he gained. Just got tight on him. Got tight as soon as he got to the bumper. The same thing we saw earlier with him.
Hard off the wall.
So difficult, but here he comes, gaining it all back on the entry to the bus stop. Can he make it stick through the exit? Looks so far so good.
Down and around the nice wide.
Carousel, a little bit better of a run through there, though, for Hoyland. Going to pull it out just a little bit. Back into 6. Shepsis, we've seen so aggressive on his braking on corner entry. You see him close it up a little bit there. Going to probably gain a little bit more in 7 as long as he doesn't get jinxed by me.
Yep, let's find out. Here it comes. You can hear the braking. Matt Hoyland shifting down a couple gears.
And dropping him down to 2nd there through the through turn 1. Never go below 2nd here. If you go below 2nd here, you're going to be visiting those beautiful blue fences.
Yeah, you'll be a spinny boy.
Yeah.
That is not ideal.
That's not how you do good boy things, that's for sure.
All right,
a little bit of contact with the wall there coming into the bus stop for Hoyland, I think. Or not Hoyland, Shepsis.
Yeah, I was going to say, the bus stop is going to be where over the next handful of laps, over the next handful of minutes, I think this is made or broken. Someone's going to do something over there. What a wide but fast release there. Shepsis tries to make that gap close. It's still about 0.6.
I'll tell you what. See if we can put a camera on board with Shepsis here and see where he's gaining and losing. A little bit of loss there in 7. Way better through there for Hoyland. Not much to talk about here on the front straightaway.
Reads his braking zone.
Oh, no. That curb really bit him.
Yeah. A lot of counter steer. A lot of counter steer to save that.
That's a lot of track. It's a lot of track to think about it, too. And to our producer's credit, what he just said, Sheps, the main thing that's been working for him is the fact that he is coming into the corners way harder. But the problem is the loss that he's being faced with, too, at the same time is because he's charging it so deep. Really making it hard. You got to be able to roll it through center. There's a fine line between, being too aggressive on entry and being too cautious on entry. And I just really think Hoyland has that figured out.
Yeah. With only 5 minutes left in tonight's Turkey Trot, the Turkeys have turned about 132 laps so far. Aaron Smith out in the lead. Matt Rodolasso still in 2nd. He's a few laps back. Davis Stanley in overall 3rd and 3rd for the Cup Series.
He's pretty much locked into it as long as he doesn't get in an incident. 4 laps down, a lap ahead of the guys behind him. Oh, big slide for Sheps there through turn 1.
And we have a change of position. Stanley has taken 2nd place away from Matt Rodolasso. Stanley moving up into 2nd overall, 2nd in the Cup Series, changing for the first time in 3 hours. 2 hours and 56 minutes was how long Aaron Smith and Matt Rodolasso had the race lead locked up. This change being the first time we've seen that change in that entire time span. What a mix-up. What an unfortunate crash for Matt Rodolasso here at the end of the night that really mixed up the situation for him and took him out of the contention. Davis Stanley capitalizing on that, making up lap after lap after lap, and finally is able to cross that line to eclipse 2nd place. Matt Hoyland steadily holding on to 1st in the Xfinity Series. Sheps is trying to figure out exactly what move he needs to do to close that gap, but every time we've seen him try, unfortunately, it's been something that has been just shy of working. And I really wish that he could lock that up a little bit, but it seems like there's just a little bit more in Hoyland's car, just that little bit extra right now that's keeping him out in front with 3 minutes left to go. And in the Truck Series, let's not forget, Justin White currently holding on to the lead there. He is a few laps ahead of William Dove, who's had a rough night of it in the second half of his race, previously leading the Truck Series.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking on board of Hoyland's 44 machine. And I watched him through the S's there, and he is counter steering all the way through the S's. And he's using a little bit the same technique that we're seeing out of the Cup Series leader, Smith. Throwing that little flick before he gets into the corner, and I just think that's the difference maker right there. You think we're going to see it right here. See it right there. before he actually gets the thing loaded up into the corner. Not as aggressive on it as the 70 machine is, but that's just the deciding factor. There's just that early flick, that transition away, a little bit of a wall scrape there, but I've had the camera pan on him for most of the race myself, and he's been very aggressive with the track boundaries and hasn't bit him yet. Oh, big slide in.
Here comes Shepsis, but still Hoyland holds on. 2 minutes left to go. Less than 2 minutes to go in the Turkey Trot 2024.
Yeah, Hoyland is giving it everything he's got. He has been on the absolute edge of grip the past handful of laps. Sheps has been a little bit more calculated with his exits, just getting better power down. But Hoyland's just not been afraid to yaw that car out to try and get the most out of the side force factor.
And that's about 60 seconds, give or take, left here. The race is wrapping up. RL Productions Exhibition Tour Turkey Trot 2024 on Grid Vision has been a barn burner for 3 hours. It has absolutely flown by. What a killer endurance race from these three classes of car. We've lost a couple of racers over that's what happens when you endurance race, but for the guys who are here, wow, excellent racing tonight from everybody involved. As we're getting ready to call things and the checkered flag is about to fly.
I'll say one thing, I do not feel any envy for anybody that's on a direct drive wheel right now after 3 hours of this.
Your arms are made of tapioca pudding.
Right now you see that's been the story of the night. Smith with a huge advantage over the entire field. Only guy in his own zip code at this point. Pulled away, making it look easy. It's done it all night since the green flag came out.
And you know what's about to come out is the checkered flag, because that's the 9 o'clock bell on my side, which means any second now they should be ringing it over on the race side.
I do believe we'll get a white flag, then a checkered.
Oh, right. We'll see the white flag here pretty soon.
I believe that'll be... Flag is not in the starter's hand, so it looks like we're getting another one here.
Get another one around. That's all right. Again, I think we know where things are going to go.
Oh, we got a wreck in front of the leader. 94 machine up against the wall. Peterson, there was another truck involved, it looked like. I want to say it was the Cookie Monster machine.
William Dove?
Yeah, and he's got heavy damage on the left side of that truck.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, the suspension is completely gone.
He's pushing it.
See what happened here. I wonder if the 8 got sideways. Or if these look like they're two entirely different deals. Yeah, two separate self-spins in the same area.
Looked like synchronized swimming.
Yeah, tip of the cap to the choreography there.
Yeah. You go left, I'll go right. Okay.
Here comes Smith working his way through the final corner now. Should have the white flag in hand this time. And when are they throwing that flag out?
That's a good question. Maybe they meant 9 a.m.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like 3 hours to me.
Yeah. I'm good to go. I'll do it.
I'm gonna need
we got but it's been a race to recap so far while we've got the boys going around still. It is still technically green. This is still an open race. We have the battles that have been happening look like they've all calmed down. Even Hoyland and Shepsis aren't battling quite as heavily as they were. Sheps is kind of falling back a little bit now.
I'll tell you
what still driving until the white goes out.
I'll tell you what a recovery for Hoyland too. Huge disadvantage getting spun around like that, having to absolutely rip the gas through turn 1, halfway down the straightaway to keep the thing off the fence. Blew the back tires off it just about, and up to a commanding lead over second place Shepsis. See Smith coming across the line here, another lap logged.
Yep, we may be going to, I think the race may have officially started at 9:05.
Oh. Okay,
I think that's my mistake. That's my mistake. I thought the race started at 9 or it's 6 exactly.
Whoops.
It started at 05. That's my bad, folks. But we still got a few minutes left to race here. So with Aaron Smith out in front, Matt Hoyland is still
greedy
leading
right now.
Shepsis. Yeah.
He just about washed it out twice there, scraped the wall on both ends of the S's.
Whoa. Yeah. Still treating the bus stop like it's his own personal bus stop. Flying through it. But now through the carousel. Back on. We've got a dominant race lead. Davis Stanley still in second, about 4 laps down after taking the place from Matt Rodolasso. Matt Rodolasso himself moving down to 7th overall. Looks like I think he's not racing anymore, unfortunately.
You know what? We got 2 laps left in this 2 minutes left in this bad boy. At least 2 laps left. Everything's kind of calmed down. What can you tell me about some of these pets?
Yeah, I think we got one. Let's bring one back on screen. Let's see who we have available. These pictures are killing me. Let's see Banana again.
Well,
oh, Stanley.
Right
Oh,
now.
Stanley. I like Stanley. He's got the blep. Oh, it's his collar. I thought it was his tongue. I was wrong.
You know,
Stanley is still the cutest, though. Look at those ears. Oh,
like
Stanley, you're killing me.
He's like a little chunky Scooby-Doo almost.
Yeah. Stanley's doing it. And
There's
Banana. Seriously, folks, adopt a pet. It's one of the most best mental health decisions I've ever made. They are fantastic companions, and when you give a pet some love, you get some amazing love back.
There's Nutcracker.
Nutcracker.
3 years old. Mixed breed, beautiful dog. Looks like a real friendly boy. As the white flag is in the air, though, in the hand for race leader
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Race leader Aaron Smith. Up through the S's. Just flying, whipping that tail around. Woo! Getting greedy, like you said. Almost sideswiping the fence there.
And one last time for Aaron Smith into the bus stop. A dominating race has led every lap, I do believe.
Yep.
Smooth
Can't think of
transition
one
there
he
through the
hasn't.
bus stop into the carousel. Yeah, it's just been such a great night for him.
Absolutely. Down carousel, getting ready for 7 and 8. And here comes the line. Woo! Don't blink out right now. Oh, that is terrifying. But he makes it
And Smith
across
gonna
the
win.
line.
A little bit further back, there's Stanley. Way behind. Oh, Sheps is just about ships it through the carousel. Good job keeping it under him. But that's going to give this thing, barring an active, no, absolute chaos at this point. That's basically going to give this thing to Hoyland with the huge recovery after that spin, bringing out the last caution. Into turn 7, nice and clean, up to the rumble strip and through turn 8. Just get to the line now. You can coast from here. Bring it home for the Xfinity Series. It's going to be Hoyland. The dominating performance.
Really, absolutely. Tremendous work out of all of our race leads here. And Justin White also
3-lap
winning.
advantage.
Justin White with a 3-lap advantage over William Dove. William Dove holding on to second despite some heavier odds in the second half of tonight's race. It's been a great race, folks, and we hope you all enjoyed it too. We're going to cover the entire list of racers here. I'll do the overall results for you. In the lead, Aaron Smith. Second place, Davis Stanley. Third place, Matt Hoyland. Fourth place, Gregory Shepsis. Fifth place, Justin White. Sixth place, Chase Leahy. Seventh place, William Dove. Eighth place, Matt Rodoloso. Ninth, Bo Condon, and 10th, Damian Neeson. In 11th place, Charles Allen. 12th, Colby Peterson. 13th, Anthony Burleson. 14th, Justin Clapper. And rounding things out, Sebastian McNulty in 15th place. And let's see if we can maybe get the winner of each series, if they're available. After they've parked their cars and get things cool here, we'll start with maybe with Justin White and work our way up the chain.
See White working himself around the track on his cool down lap here.
Hello, Justin White. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
Very good. Well, congratulations on winning the Truck Series class of tonight's race.
Yeah, it was interesting. I really didn't have any practice here, like zero, zilch, nada, other than qualifying.
That being said, what was your favorite part of the track then?
Favorite part of the track?
Yeah.
Straightaways. I hate any or a left turn. I'm not a big road course guy.
Fair enough. So even without practice, though, you put on a great performance. 3 laps ahead of William Dove in 2nd place in your class and 5th overall. So very, very good race tonight. Tell me, what was, without any strategy going in, once you got on the course, what sort of strategy did you form once you got there?
Just stay consistent I found with a road course, if you just maintain a good line of consistency, time after lap, you'll be right there. Stay out of the crap and just maintain your stealth, keep it out of the crap, and you'll be fine. Had a couple little snafus. Luckily, had a couple fast repairs we could use, and able to use them, and we're okay.
All right. Well, congratulations again on winning your class. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout it out to tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Bo and the whole RL Productions admin team, everything they do, putting this thing on, the 24 beers, the Lacurna Sega they put on, the Toys for Tots thing we're going to have for Christmas. Everything these guys do, they do a lot for a lot of different charities and whatnot. I mean, good thing overall. And of course, the admin team for putting it all on. And then I got one guy I want to thank, Keith Bradley. Thank Keith for showing me how to road course in these things. He's been staying with me, sitting there with me, running lap after lap to get me better at running anything with a road course, and luckily it's starting to catch on.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we hope you have a great rest of your week, and we hopefully will catch you on Grid Vision sometime again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Take care now. Next, I am going to pass it to Sheldon Atkins, and once we get Matt Hoyland up here in the booth, let's see if we can get Matt Hoyland back up in here.
Hey, Matt, Sheldon up here in the booth, 3rd place overall and Xfinity winner. How's it feel, man?
Yeah, really good race. I didn't expect it to be such a challenge to like some of the next gen cars, but the actual the Xfinity battle between myself and Greg was just unreal. To be that close after 3 hours is just crazy. Like, all credit to Greg. He had an amazing race, and I really, really enjoyed fighting him today.
Yeah, I don't think that there was a single point in the race where you and Greg, aside from when you were on an alternate strategy, where you and Greg were more than 2 seconds apart from each other. How do you keep yourself going and not just being an absolute head case for 3 hours when you know you got a guy as good as Sheps that's breathing down your neck pretty much every corner of the speedway?
With great difficulty, to be honest with you. I think you just have to try and ignore it and sort of pretend he's not there and hope that he'll go away. But there's not really anything you can do. I mean, all I can do is keep hitting my marks, hope that I do it a little bit faster than everyone else. And thankfully, it was just about enough, and just not make those mistakes. Obviously, I had the little incident in the end, and all credit to Greg. He backed off to wait for me because he didn't want to win it like that, which is like a lot more than a lot of people would do. So again, credit to him. Like he did, either one of us deserved it. I don't think I can say that I was like above and beyond anything Greg did. It just happened that on this occasion I came out on top.
Yeah, it was beautiful watching the give and take and the respect between you guys. You could really see that from up here, looking down at the track. That you guys just wanted to make sure that you had the best possible fight you could, and the most deserving driver could walk away with it. And that brings me to the next question. When you did get that bump through turn one, and you got spun around, how nervous were you when you knew that when the caution came out, just about the disadvantage on tires from being on the throttle so long, sliding them, trying to keep it off the wall?
To be honest with you, I didn't think that far ahead. I know that on the first restart, everyone was having a lot of trouble with very cold tires. So maybe it didn't really make that much difference. Maybe I took some life out of them, but thankfully wasn't a noticeable amount. I know at the end, because obviously I was talking to Greg at the time, we were both starting to run out of grip on the last few laps, so it can't have made a huge difference, thankfully. But again, I'll be honest, that wasn't even in my mind at that moment in time. As soon as I went round, I thought, yeah, that's me getting P2, but obviously it never turned out that way. So yeah, just maybe next time I'll remember to think about the little things like that.
Man, you guys put on a great show after 3 hours of just absolute battling, white knuckle lap after lap, and getting the job done. Who do you want to thank for this big win, man?
I'll put a big thanks out to Bo, obviously, first and foremost. He's done a lot of legwork for this. I know how much time he puts into it, and I know everyone's really enjoyed this event. Obviously, shout out to everyone that's been in the chat. We've all had a really good time. Everyone's been really friendly. Everyone's been helping each other out. Congrats to Aaron and Justin on their wins, and obviously thank you to you guys as well. I know how much work goes into broadcasts, and I look forward to watching this back.
Well, thanks for putting on a good show for us, and be looking forward to hopefully covering you again here in the future.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys.
I'm going to hand that back on over to Joe LaCastro with the overall winner, Aaron Smith.
Thank you very much. Aaron, can you hear us?
Yeah, I've got you.
Hey, congratulations on your overall win and class win tonight.
Well, thank you. It was a great race. I hope I didn't stick up the show too badly, though.
No. We were honestly watching you and Matt Rodolasso go back and forth. I was just waiting for the moment. It kept seeming like that battle was waiting to happen. It was a shame, unfortunately. Later there was Matt ran off and David Stanley took his place, but you guys kept it interesting. I will say that you guys kept it very interesting, but you had an absolutely dominating performance. What was this, your 5,000th time racing at Watkins Glen?
Yeah, I'd imagine the number's pretty far up there.
You seem to have a lot of experience, especially when driving. We noticed that you used like a flick technique. Is that what you were doing to kind of throw that car through the corners?
There were a few points where the car would understeer to the point where you'd kind of have to throw the car in, especially around turns 3 and 4 and the S's. I think it was the left-hander that was really difficult. I don't know if I was off camber through my apex or whatever, but it was it would point straight at the Armco, and you had to kind of do something about it to keep it out of the wall. But yeah, I'm glad it worked out for me.
Was there ever a point? Now this is an interesting question. Was there ever a point that you thought this is not going to work out for me, or I've done too much?
Not really. I was pretty confident in my ability to maintain the lead after the start, but Matt kept me honest the whole race. When I couldn't get him a lap down before that the final stage caution, I knew that he was going to be a problem there, and unfortunately he had those issues that he had. But yeah, any other circumstances, he might have had a really good shot at me there at the end.
Yeah, you were 1/2 lap away from getting that lap on him, it looked like, with that wreck right in front of you. But the yellow took that away from you, unfortunately. But it still gave you the lead. You kept the lead. Very, very good race tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to shout it out to or thank?
I'd like to thank everyone at the RL Productions Exhibition Series, for putting this race on. I'm glad we could raise some money for the American Red Cross and the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. Certainly always happy to play a bigger part in these things, but yeah, I'd like to thank all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. I'm not sure when I'm going to show up here next, but hopefully it'll be another great race like this.
Oh, we'd love to have you back on Grid Vision sometime, Aaron, and congratulations again.
All right, thank you.
Take care now. All righty. And now some final words from our patron, Bo Condon. Bo, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, guys, because we had ourselves a wonderful race this evening.
Absolutely. From our point of view, it really was a riveter. Like it was 3 hours of straight racing, and that's not easy to do in an endurance race when you've got, you know, a medium, smaller size selection of cars on the field, but you got some of the best guys on the field tonight.
You know, this one was a lot different than last year. Last year, I'll say, you know, on paper, you would have said, well, last year was more competitive, right? Because we had a lot more guys on lead lap, a lot more guys on similar laps than we had this year. When in reality, this was a much more competitive field than we've had in the past. And for some guys, it was not close. For other guys, it was really close, and just disaster struck a couple guys. It's in the wrong places, wrong time type of deals. I know I struggled with that severely tonight. Did not have the race that I wanted to have at all. But you know, a lot of trials and tribulations. The track temps were so insane, which was not expected. We had thrown some weather wrenches in there, but they didn't hit exactly when they thought they would. And you know what they say, you can't predict the weather, and I guess that's true in iRacing too. So I mean, yeah, we had guys that were falling out because they have back pain. We have guys falling out because they were had to go to the bathroom because they were sick. Like just all types of craziness that took place that got us here. So you know, you might look at the run in order and say, wow, this was really not a close race, but it was far closer than the end results show.
Honestly, across the different classes, it was very close. And yeah, it was when lightning struck during this race, it struck hard. And the guys that hit, I saw at the beginning of the race, it's like, wow, everybody's got 10 faster pairs, huh? And then I started seeing lightning strike left and right, and seeing those faster pairs come into play. It got people back out onto the field. It kept things interesting. And it was honestly, I was one of the most exciting endurance races that I've had a chance to see, much less the pleasure of getting a chance to commentate. So thank you for putting this together and for picking a great sponsor. We had a fantastic time tonight looking at the pictures of the cats and dogs that are available for adoption.
Yeah, and well, thank you, Grid Vision and Darby and your whole team for broadcasting this event. We were so glad to have you back for a second year broadcasting the Turkey Trot, and so glad to have Barks back as one of our charities. We raised over $700 for Barks and the American Red Cross just in the last month or so with our charity sweepstakes. We will make a drawing in 2 days' time. It'll be essentially on Tuesday. It has to be 48 hours after it has closed. People can still make a donation right now, actually, until the end of the day tomorrow. So there's still some chances to get those donations in and maybe get us a little bit closer to our goal. Just trying to pull it up here, the actual number, of course.
Sure.
Lost where it was because that's just kind of how my night has gone.
It's all right. Take your time. It's all good. We're still coming down from the excellent race that we all just saw. So
well, and it really, this was an idea that just similar to the 24 Beers and a lot of the other events that the RL Productions Exhibition Tour puts on. It was like, hey, what if we did blank? And it's just really come together to create a lot of fun events, to put a lot of guys together that otherwise would not know each other. It's given guys opportunities to go across the country and drive in the Nordschleife just because they met people at these exhibition events. And that's essentially why we do it. I do, now that I've done stalling, do have that information for everybody. People can text Trooper. They can text Trooper, TROOPER, to 406-302-5086 to donate and to enter the charity sweepstakes until tomorrow evening. It's got 1 day, 1 hour, and 36 minutes left. And then we will shut it down and pick a winner for one of 3 great prizes that the winner will get to choose from.
All right. Well, that sounds excellent. You heard it, folks. You've got 1 day left, I think, to enter the sweepstakes. And be sure to check out Barks, VARCS.org for pet adoption, your needs in the Baltimore area and around, it sounds like.
Yep, that's the plan. Actually, I'm sure you guys covered it, but just while we were here, I'm not going to say that we had anything necessarily to do with it, but just ironically, one of the pets that we were covering, Clove, a cat was adopted. So I mean, that's just
all right.
Good stuff. That's what we like.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time tonight, Bo. It's been a great race. We've really enjoyed covering it, and we'll love to have you guys back on Grid Vision anytime.
Love it. We will see you all for the 24 Beers of Daytona in February 1st and February 2nd. That is the next time that Grid Vision will be covering the RL Productions Exhibition Tour. One last thank you to Darby and your entire team, as well as our admins, to Damian Neeson, Matt Hoyland, Justin White, Chase Leahy, Steve Lashinsky, all these guys that really allowed us to put this together and kind of just test the waters with a lot of these events. Justin Clapper as well. Tony Burleson, Greg Shepsis. There's a huge team of guys that make these events happen, and we couldn't do it without you guys and the viewers. So I'm going to shut the hell up now.
All right. Thanks for your time, Bo. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Well, Sheldon, that's going to do it for 3 hours of racing. What are your thoughts on tonight's race?
Same thing. Same thing that. Oh my lord. Yeah, no, my brain froze there for a second. I went so long without talking, I forgot how to do it. No, the same thing that the 44 machine had to say. I cannot believe that we watched 3 hours of battling for the Xfinity win, and those two never lost sight of each other at any point. And
it was wild.
The battles between the Xfinity and the Cup Series were just phenomenal.
They really were, and I think Bo said it best that you wouldn't be able to tell from the results, but this was a really competitive race.
Yes, it was. Forget about the results, because they don't tell the whole show. That was a blast to watch and a blast to sit up here in the booth and cover with you, as well as Darby up here in production. And a good night.
Well, thank you, sir. I feel the exact same way. And with that, we're going to be bringing our production to a close, folks. So, from the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations once again to Aaron Smith on the overall race win on tonight's race, the Turkey Trot 2024. This has been Joe LaCastro, joined by Sheldon Atkins and Austin Darbyshire. We'll see you next time on the grid.